Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to another CAF update. We've got a fun show for you tonight. One that may or may not have a few surprises. I think there'll be a few. But yeah, we've got a lot of announcements that have been going out the last couple of days. Of course, if you've been following our socials, you know that both Walt and Louise Simonson will be attending OAX. That's kind of the big announcement for today. We also have Steve Root, who's going to be coming as a essentially as a guest of Heritage. Heritage approached us and felt that they'd like to bring Steve. He'll be in their booth doing a raffle on Sunday for a piece of his artwork and just lots of great stuff going on. I've even got John Romita Jr. in the green room. But before we get John on here, it would be awful if I didn't mention that the passing of Sal Buscema last week. A legend in the industry. Clearly, somebody that I think all of us as art collectors have an immense amount of respect for. I'm sure many of you in the chat have work of his in your collections. I've got a ROM page. I've got a couple other, like a few sketches by him. I know many of you are big fans of his Defenders work, Avengers, you name it. The guy is legendary. He's in one of the top 10 in terms of collected artists on CAF. And as far as I'm concerned, there's a Mount Rushmore. Sal Buscema would be one of the comic book creators who would be up there. So our condolences go out to his friends, family, and certainly his fans too. I think it's a tremendous loss, but I think that being able to see his artwork for for the rest of our lives as collectors and fans of his work, we get to enjoy it. And how did I not mention the Incredible Hulk? Right? I mean, I think when I think of Sal, his Hulk work is probably the one that most of us would associate with him. Maybe some of you guys might think of somebody else or other characters, but for me, Hulk is number one. But so again, our condolences from CAF to the Buscema family, and Godspeed. So with that, we are bringing on Mr. John Romita Jr., who it was early in the green room, and he is ready to regale us of what that it's we've actually never had the chance to meet. I got to film you one time when you did a meet and greet at Heroes, I think
Okay.
3 or 4 years ago. So I kind of actually have the lay of the land of what a meet and greet with you is like, and it's probably changed over time. But but it's great to have you on the channel to kind of rally the troops around the upcoming OAX event, February 23rd to 22nd. So welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. And I always question whether or not I've met somebody, because after conventions or a day of the convention, you sit at a bar, you have a couple of drinks, and you forget everybody that you met that day. But I apologize if I haven't met you, and if I have met you and forgotten, that's my apology. Thank you very much for having me. I exaggerate to clarify, and thank you sincerely for mentioning Sal's passing. He was a great guy, just a great guy, just like his older brother. Although John was a bit more abrasive than Sal. Sal was a very chill guy compared to John.
I never got to meet Sal. The only time he was at a show that I went to was in Pittsburgh, probably 20 years ago. And I just remember he had one of the longest lines because he hadn't been
That's
to a
great.
show in a few years.
That's
And I
great.
thought, you know what, I'll get to see him at another show. And I don't think he did many shows after that one. It was really I was disappointed because he was
How
one of
old? Wait, how old was he when he passed? I apologize for not knowing. Do you remember? Have you heard?
was he 90?
It sounds about right. It sounds about right because that generation should be all in their 90s, and some of them lasted longer than others.
That's right. He
Uh,
died a couple days before his 90th birthday. I think
okay.
Monday was going to be his 90th birthday, and he passed on Friday.
Oh God. Well, God bless him. That's a good life. That's a good life,
Did,
and he was a great artist. I loved his stuff. And there's a stylized guy that got attention for being popular, and his style was distinctive compared to John's. John's was more melodic and balletic, and Sal's was more of a stylized bit of art, but very nice stuff, great stuff, and had a momentous amount of time doing books that were very important at the time. The creation, I mean, how many great characters were introduced in his runs? It's fantastic.
I agree. Did you ever? I assume you guys maybe met once or twice
Yeah,
at
I
shows.
met.
Yeah.
It was one time. I was
One.
corrected by my wife that I had met him once. Uh, I thought I hadn't, but I met him, and it was a brief "Hello, how are you? Pleasure to meet you" kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How are you? Goodbye, little kid. I don't care about you. I exaggerate. Now, I'm kidding. That was the way John would talk to me. Because I
it
was
it
always a kid. I was always the kid around all of these. My father's contemporaries gave me the nickname Junior because it was not. I'm not a junior. It was a derisive term. Junior, go get me a cup of coffee, will you please? Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir. Yes. Okay.
That's funny. That's I would never have thought, well, I get, at the end of the day, you're hanging around the Marvel offices and stuff, right? Or yeah, you got to see all the pros during that
I
era.
did. I went up there. I went up there as a young middle teen. At summertime, I'd hang out with my father in the office a day or so, 3 or 4 times a summer, and then my first full time job actually was as an art consultant. I was 18, so instead of going back to school, they were giving me work, and I just decided not to finish school and pissed my father off. But it grew into something, and it was worthwhile. I may still go back and get my degree. We'll see what happens.
Was your father happy when you decided to make the change and do that, or
No,
what was his feeling?
no.
No, he was upset, right?
He told me, well, he did say the only way I would allow, quote unquote, you to go get work. And he meant in advertising is 2 years of school, because I majored in advertising illustration. He said, you get 2 years of school done and you go out and find work. Uh, Whereas the discussion was, no, you need all 4 years. You're not going anywhere until you get 4 years. Then he acceded to it, and then I think I walked maybe one block on Madison Avenue, and then took a cab to Marvel's offices and brought my portfolio with me, and that pissed him off. Um, he didn't like that I was doing this without getting my fine arts, the bona fides. He didn't want me to be a cartoonist, and I got work immediately doing little bits of sketches and cover sketches and splash design sketches for the British department. And that was just before I was finishing my second year of school. Then I got work during the summer, and as that developed, they gave me a position as an art consultant, which was I was a window washer. I was a coffee getter and a window washer, but they gave me little bits of work. Marie Severin, God bless her, gave me a little bit more work here and there. And as I got better, she and Larry Lieber decided to give me more chances, and I was doing covers, and it blossomed.
So there was
But it's
no
still pissed.
favoritism at all, right? That
No, as
you
a
had
matter
to
of
earn it.
fact, I got treated more. I got treated poorly by my father as well as the other people in the office. He was pissed off. But when I told him how badly I was being treated, then he got his Brooklyn on and said, "Don't let them talk to you like that." And it's a long story, but uh, I got treated poorly because people thought I was getting work just with my name as
Right.
opposed to my ability, which unfortunately that took years before it stopped. And I even got told that at a convention last year that, well, ha ha ha, the only reason you got got into this business is because of your father, right? And this was an experienced,
I was just gonna say,
aged
was this a professional that said this to you?
professional writer.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And I
Writers can
laughed
be
and I said,
arrogant.
"Be careful! I'll tell Virginia on you." And he says, "Okay, all right, I'll shut up." But he said, "I'll promise I'll be quiet." But
Wow.
it
Well,
went on forever, and people always, and whether or not they're trying to be uh, a buddy buddy by saying, "Well, of course, you were only in this business because you watched your father draw," which is true, but there remains the comments that you only got into the business because of your father, with your father. It's a snarky thing that went on forever and ever. And listen, if I hit everybody that deserved to be hit, I'd still be in jail.
oh man, well, I've only heard great things about Marie Severin. I mean, I think she
Sweetheart.
she seemed to have nurtured a lot of young creators, young
She did.
artists' careers along at Marvel. I mean, Herb Trimpe. I mean, and then you
Yes,
on you. I mean, that seems to be something that she just had a knack for. I mean, beyond just being a great artist, a great designer, she doing a lot of cover layouts. I mean, she was incredibly talented. But it seems like she helped launch a lot of careers
she
with
did. And the uh,
Emperor's
the
Marvel.
the interesting part of it is that she and Romita Sr. both had the same kind of teaching abilities and were able to communicate with younger artists. I read an article that Romita struggled with telling a young artist if they were doing something wrong. So he had to come to terms with the way he was describing it. And the story goes that he waited for people to come to him, which is not a good idea. He should have been proactive. He managed to find the happy medium. Marie was a little bit more ballsy. Excuse the expression. She had no fear of saying, "This is not good. You have to fix this." Romita Sr. was a soft sell, but he eventually found his happy medium, and the two of them did very well with young artists. and not so young artists. They would correct storytelling. They would correct artwork, literally and figuratively. They would tell the artist what was wrong, or they were repairing it. And they both came from the same generation, and
Mhm.
they did a good job. And she was good to me. And she says, despite your last name, I'm still going to give you work. She was a sweetheart.
Well, that's wonderful. So a lot of times the other artists in the bullpen would jump in and maybe correct a few things just to give young artists a little bit of direction, a way to give some pop to the panels that they were working on.
Sure, sure. And I think Stan was the first art director, but even though he didn't call himself that, he called himself everything to everybody. But he would see things he didn't like, even if they weren't necessarily bad, so to speak. And he would ask Romita Sr. to repair things. He would ask Marie to repair things. Let me just fix this camera a little bit. Uh, then it got to the point where he wanted a full-time art director, and Romita Sr. was available. And it wasn't that they were looking to cause trouble with the artists. They just saw things that needed to be repaired. Most of the time, it was storytelling or minor glitches that needed to be repaired.
Hmm.
A costume fixed, a head that was too large, minor things like that. But the art director was effective in storytelling ability and mistakes as well. And I'm sorry, my camera is starting to fall.
That's
There
all
we
right.
go. That was important because the storytelling was preeminent then, as opposed to 20 years hence in the 80s when things were all about pinups. In the 60s, Stan was really conscious of storytelling. He wanted live action, he wanted stop action films.
Hmm.
And Rita Sr. and Marie were there to repair when needed. The only glitch with my father was learning to be ballsy, and he eventually found his way.
Well, he always, I never got to meet him either, but from all the just interviews that I've read, I mean, he just seemed like a very gentle man, and incredibly, and clearly he had Stan's respect and trust with a lot of the books, and like you said, as far as the art direction goes, I mean, yeah. Here's a question for you: Did
Sure.
as art collectors, we a lot of the work that we might pick up that your father might have touched on. A lot of times, we hear like, he might have done the Peter Parker head or the Gwen Stacy head, or had to do adjustments there. I mean, was that kind of common where Stan would want your father to step in and just kind of do something and do the face just to get the look of a character right? Maybe if it was only for a cover, but sometimes in interiors as well.
Yes, it was at Stan's behest, and then it became Romita Sr. and or Marie being proactive. There's no mystery to it because generally, I'm sorry, I thought I did a better job on holding things up. Uh, the mistakes were not egregious, like I said, but Stan would be specific about something that he was interested in and wanted it repaired, and it was easy to do because it wasn't a major redo of the whole page. It would be
Right.
a face in a corner, an elbow, an arm, a knee, nothing egregious. But Stan was pretty. Uh, he was OCD before everybody knew what OCD was. Let's put it that way.
All right, because many a cover that has come across Heritage or whatnot, you'll see something. It's potentially like a paste up over a face, and
Yes,
you're really never given any reason for why that was. And we as collectors just have to assume it was because John, your dad he could get that characterization right, the look that Stan wanted.
that's the truth. And then again, as time passed, Stan, it was less about correcting as Marie and Ramita Senior were. Then it was Ramita Senior all the time.
Hmm.
He knew what needed to be repaired because he would say, "I see Stan mentioned something, but I see this. I should do this, but I'm not going to do it because nobody's asked for it." And gives you an idea of what anxiety he had as a teacher.
Sure.
And he really did right by a lot of young artists. And then of course Ramita's Raiders came in, and he would assign certain things to the crew, and they would fix or they would repair, etc. It morphed. His job as art director morphed, and he embraced it because he learned that he was a better teacher than he said. I was a better teacher than I was an artist, which is bullshit.
So what was your dad's hours like when he was art directing at Marvel?
He would go up to the office all the time. And
Yeah.
he would work on Spider-Man pages or other pages while he was in the office and wait for somebody to come in. It wasn't sitting there waiting to be, give instructions. He would
Mhm.
be working on pages because he said he was perpetually behind. I don't know if that's true, but he was slower than he wanted to be, and it drove him crazy. And he would work on pages in the office instead of just being the art director.
Wow. Did he take a lot of work home with him?
Yeah, he did. And the fact that he was agonizing about his speed meant he had to.
Mhm.
He worked long hours all the time. And the good thing is I learned a work ethic from him. The bad thing is I learned not to sleep because of him.
Oh no. Oh
And
boy.
which is not unique to any other artist. That everybody I still speak to Klaus and Scott Hanna, Klaus Janson, Scott Hanna, and we bemoan the fact that sleeping is overrated when you're in this business. However, you work at home and you're around your family and you take a nap right here. I think I'll take a 10-minute nap and I'll be fine. It's part of the job, but it's better than having a real job. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, come on, you guys are living the dream. I met many of us who collect art today, wanted to be comic book artists when we were younger. I mean, I think that's kind of why we gravitate to that side of the, collectability of the, pop culture and comics and stuff. I think, yeah, once I discovered art, that was it. But I went to art school. I did that. So yeah, we're all jealous that you get to sleep in your chair, for 30 minutes to take that, that power nap before getting back to work.
It's the truth. It's the truth. The joke is that we get paid for drawing funny pictures, but the truth is that it's hard work as far as hours go. You have to put the hours in, and if you're, I forget which writer or which senior talent told me, if you want to be fast, put yourself in hock. Go out and buy a car you can't afford, and it was a joke, but it's basically true. If you're greedy, you'll be on time with everything.
Well, there's a few artists that we know that like to be quick, so they could get extra pages done every month, to make a little extra
It's
buck.
the truth. It's the truth. And on top of that, you go back and you say, "Shit, I shouldn't have sent that one out." So the old adage is, don't send your pages out as soon as you're finished with them. Give them 3 or 4 hours, and then go back and take a look at them and see if you made any mistakes.
Right.
Romita Sr. said, "Don't ever send anything out. Don't ever send a page out until you've let it sleep in your mind overnight." And he was right.
Wise man.
Yeah, and I actually, except for when I am on deadline, I do wait several hours or the next morning before sending pages out because the FedEx deadline is in the middle afternoon, and I'll
Mhm.
pass it up. But then I'll look at the photocopies I've made a couple of days later, and oh shit, what did I do? Oh my God. And I'll call the ink artist and say, guys, look at what I did. Can you fix
Help
that?
me out
I
here.
know, no problem. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it.
Yeah, they'll
So
fix it. The colorist can help, one
oh,
way or
and
another.
yes, as a matter of fact, I just got an email from Bill Crabtree about one of the panels in the Psychic Sam, that there's an extra line on a face. And he said, is this a lip line or is this a mistake? What is it? And I said, my bad, that was my mistake. Klaus said, yeah, that could be misconstrued, so let's get rid of it. And Bill Crabtree fixed it. That's the kind of thing that is brilliant about having three artists on one title. It's me, Klaus, and Bill Crabtree on Psychic Sam. It's
Mhm.
spectacular. And everybody's an artist, and that's why it's great. It was the same working with Scott Hanna on Spider-Man. You have and Marcio Menez. There's three artists, and you can't go wrong when you have that kind of talent in three ways.
No, the comics are a collaborative medium. I mean, one of the few out there, and again, that's part of what we love about it. Especially when
And
you can get.
the color artists now with the amazing display and array of tools with their tablets, as opposed to the dinosaur days when I watched color artists. Marie Severin, speaking of Marie, she would color on photocopies of the artwork, small size photocopies, and send it in with the artwork to the printer, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. And who knows what it was going to come out like. Uh, Now it's just light years, of course, light years ahead. And the ability of the color artists is spectacular. Their paintings, it's brilliant.
Well, there was when digital coloring kind of came into vogue, right? About 15, 20 years ago, there were a lot
Yep.
of books that they weren't even inking, right? They were just going straight to digital, colors and paint, just trying to figure out if that could work. But
Yes.
yeah. And who knows where we'll be 10 years from now, John?
Well, the other thing is I get asked now invariably, another question is if I'm ever going to consider going digital in the art. And I said, no, I'm old school with the pencil, paper, and especially the eraser. I say
Mm.
that constantly. I can't change. It would take too long for me to get used to it when I'm gone this far with just a pencil, eraser, and paper. But I haven't spoken to any artists who work digitally. I haven't ever asked them specifically how it is. But to a person, they all say, "Why would I do that when I can somehow make a couple extra shekels selling artwork when it gets returned to me?" Uh,
Yeah.
we're capitalistic pigs, all of us. I'm sorry.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that at the end of the day, you know?
God bless America. There you go.
Artists, artists 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when your dad was getting started, the pay rate wasn't great, the aftermarket wasn't good. Thank God, that things have changed for you guys. You're able to make
It's
a decent living, and just like with Sal, adding, you left your legacy on a medium that all of us love, and the early guys didn't get to really, I don't know. Prosper from from the work that they did. And now, at least you see, artwork finally realizing the prices that you'd like to think it is, even, it should get, even when it's new. I think it's a great time, I think, for all of us. But from a collector standpoint, it's just great to see the artists themselves, getting to enjoy, the fruits of their labors, and being able to actually, not worry about a 150 $200 page rate that, how do you make ends meet. So
no, well said, and
good.
that's spot on. That's spot on. Absolutely true. And the
All right, well,
interesting part is the irony is the Romita Senior sold a gigantic amount of his artwork. I forget how many years ago, and he never looked back because at the time it was a great amount of money,
mhm.
and he was happy with that. Now, of course, 40, 50 years later, it would be worth millions. But before he passed, he never regretted it. He said, "Nah," but at the time it was great. I paid a couple of electric bills. He said, "I'm happy." And if he were alive today to hear what that Punisher cover, first appearance of Punisher, went over Gil Kane,
Right.
that cover went for $4.5 million. I think that would have shocked him a little bit.
I think it's shocking all of us. As you might imagine, a lot of us are priced out of the market, who've been collecting for 20, 30
Yep.
years as it is. But
Yes,
again,
that's correct.
it's wonderful, because when we started comic art fans, I think all of us as collectors really felt like, this art deserves to be in a museum. Someday, people are going to catch on that there's a very important value in the artwork and the work that went into these pages. And I think we're finally seeing that. I mean, people have grown up, they learn to read from comic books. I think, the importance of the medium, and now, the Lucas Museum opening later this year, all of that stuff is contributing to the fact that society finally is putting a different level of importance on the comics
Perfect,
in terms of the creators and the writers.
perfect segue. And I think you're reading my mind. The Speaking of mainstream folks getting a dose of comic book art in for reality, and I'll blow my horn a little bit here. The artwork from Spider-Man 36, the 9/11 issue,
Hmm.
uh, is going to be on display at the 9/11 Museum in downtown Manhattan for the 25th anniversary. And I'm very proud of it, and I'm very flattered that they're going to do that. They're going to, not the whole book, but several pieces from it will be on display, and it's going to be, I think, next month they're going to ask me to deliver the artwork, and they're going to put it up on display, and it's going to be there through the 25th anniversary. Speaking about bringing this form of art or this form of entertainment to the reality of people and life, that nothing could be all the more important than this, because
Hmm.
it, horrible attack, vicious attack, evil, and we did artwork based on it, and it's enduring. Now it's 25 years later. I can't believe it, and it's going to be on display, and I'm very proud. And we're going to be there for the opening. Well, for the 25th anniversary day, we'll be
Hmm.
there for that display. I'm very proud, and Scott Hanna should be very proud. Joe Straczynski should be very proud. The three of us. I can't tell you how much it means to me.
Well, we'll definitely make sure to cover it and get the word out so we can get more people to see that.
Yeah,
And, and
I'm very
I'm with you
happy.
there. 25 years has gone by really quick. So
I was only 3 when I first did that book. That's what's amazing.
Hmm.
That's a joke about my age.
I,
Don't let's
I
not
know.
talk about the age.
I was not gonna. Oh man, but hey, I know you have work to do, and we have an announcement to make
I'm working
really.
on some psychic sand pages. I'll be up for
All
a
right,
while.
we won't zoom in and give away anything, but thank you for coming to OAX. We got 3 weeks away now. It will actually a lot of us will be at.
Unbelievable. Yes.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, you were one of the first artists to agree to do the show. We really appreciate that, and we've had a lot of people asking about, what will you be doing in advance of the show? Will you be doing anything at the show? And yesterday we did release 30 sketch cards as a pre-OX opportunity, and they all sold out within a few hours, which was very cool. And we knew that going into that, we were going to do a second release, and that's what we're going to do tonight. But maybe we could tell a little bit about what you're going to be doing with the meet and greet. It will happen on Saturday. We'll have a hall set aside for you at the venue, and it will run from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. So the last hour and a half of the show on Saturday. And you've
Hmm.
done these before, and I think
Yep.
you've done a few of them. But you're essentially we've got the three artwork tiers because initially the sketch cards had all sold out, but Joey let us know that he's going to offer 10 more when I put the link in the chat for
Yeah. He
everybody.
mentioned that to me earlier today. Yes.
And we'll.
It's a VIP up close and personal kind of thing, and you guys bring a stack of books. We sign it. You sign the print of the raffle to be raffled off piece, and remarks can be done. We're bringing stuff with us. There's a 3-tier membership, so to speak, of that quote unquote meet and greet, and it's always fun. If you can get me to shut my mouth and do the work, it goes quickly. But everybody asks such good questions, and here I am talking over the deadline here. I can't stop talking.
There
It's
were a
so much
lot of
fun.
questions in the chat, and I didn't want to, but I did ignore most of them, and I
I'm
apologize to
so
everybody in the chat.
apologize. I
I was starring
apologize.
them like I might go back to them, and I didn't. But trust me, people are asking like, why does your dad draw on vellum, or what was your first important piece of art that you did? I mean, you name it. There
Oh,
was a lot, but they can
I
ask
am
all that.
so sorry. The first important piece I did, oh my God, was Iron Man 115. Everything before that was a blur. But Iron Man 115 was the first full book I ever did, and vellum was so my father could ink over breakdowns or of pencils that he couldn't ink on for some reason or another. It was just another way of tracing, but the vellum was a high quality tracing paper.
Hmm. It
And
wasn't.
he used blue pencil on his pencils sometimes because they wouldn't show in the printing process when the inker didn't have to erase it. There's a million one little tricks like that, but. Uh, the most important piece at that time, the first thing was the Iron Man 115,
Iron
and
Man
how
one.
they gave me more work after that, I don't know. They just, it was garbage. It was, thank God Bob Layton fixed everything. See, Bob, I kissed your ass on video. There you go.
He wishes he was here right now so he could hear that. He's doing his big European tour right now, so
Yep.
he's enjoying life. But all right, and I'll ask one question because I saw Peter Rowe ask this earlier. He said, "Did you and John Severin ever meet?"
John Severin, no, I never met John Severin.
Okay, well there you go. Now I
At
answered
least I
it for
don't
you.
remember. He may have been one of the guys that came to the house when I was a kid going to school. I may have seen him when he was leaving. I don't remember. But the list of guys that came to the house that I didn't meet, I didn't meet Colin. I didn't meet Don Heck. They were at the house when I was at school during the year, but I got a chance to meet Kirby Buscema, Stan, Larry Lieber, and they're all colorful characters, just like my old man.
That's awesome. And James Siegel's asked a few questions, and you answered one of them. And he's doing the meet and greet, so he can ask these questions of you in
Okay, there you
person.
go. There
Maybe
you
when
go.
he's getting his photograph with you, because that is part of the meet and greet, right? You take a selfie with the people who paid for it.
Yeah,
I'm just
and
looking
ask
for this.
questions while I'm sitting up. Yeah, just ask any questions and you get throw them out, and sometimes I can answer. The words succinct and concise don't come to mind when I start talking. I apologize.
Well, that'll mean the hour and a half is going to go by really, really quick because
Yes,
it's going to be entertaining, right? And you got to
it's the
meet Jack
truth.
Kirby. Kaz was highlighting that. I mean, obviously, Jack is near and dear to all of us as collectors and fans of comics too. So, I mean, that's that in and of itself is cool because I'd say probably the majority of us never got the opportunity to
And then I
thank.
have my son. Then I have my son Joey to slap me in the chest when I'm talking too much. Shut up and draw. Shut up and sign. I invariably talk too much, but I'm trying to do it while I'm signing, and everybody's so nice at these things because it's great questions, and everybody's so heartwarming in some of their questions. But it's to the point. It's everybody knows why they're there, and it's more fun than you can have with your clothes on.
That's what we like to hear. So everything that's included in the meet and greet is you're going to get a sketch, and there's three tiers. There's the sketch card. There is a let's see, a headshot on 7x11 at Bristol, and then a torso on 7 by 11. And those are the three tiers, and they all three will be available when I put the link in the chat. There is a print that we're going to be printing for you that will be on 11 by 17. It's a pencil sketch. That same pencil sketch will be the item that will be raffled off. Everybody who's buying the meet and greet ticket will be put into the drawing, and one of you will be walking away with an 11 by 17 full figure, probably Spider-Man piece, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yes.
And then we've got 10 signatures, on comics or trades or whatever anybody wants, whatever they can carry into the room, right? If it's a
Yep,
Captain
that's
America shield,
correct.
you'll sign that too, right?
Yes.
All right. And then there's the raffle, the photo op with you, and an hour and a half to hang out in advance of the Kirby Awards that happen right after that. And then we have our art auction and fundraising event after that. So it's a big evening for everybody
Yeah,
who's there.
looking forward to it. And that chart and the piece of the Spider-Man drawing that I did that Jimmy inked, that's going to be raffled off for charity as well.
That's part of the auction. Yes,
Yes, part of the
absolutely.
auction.
And
That's very exciting. I'm very happy about that.
Jimmy did a good job on that.
That's Jimmy. He's a brilliant artist. Love
He
it.
certainly is. Well, here, I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I'll throw the link in the chat, and then I can show some examples. And while we're doing that, we can talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing at the show as well. All right, so here is the link to do the pre-OEX with you. So like we said, we're releasing 10 sketch card options. Those are for headshots, and then the two new ones that weren't part of the release yesterday is they're both on 7 by 11, and you either have a headshot option for $250. And we got a couple Spider-Man examples here. And anybody who spent any time on CAF searching for John Romita Jr. will have seen a few of these on the site. There are many, John, as you might expect. So that's the middle tier, I guess we can go with. And then the torso option. Joey sent me a bunch. I just selected a few. I think we got Spider-Man here on 7 by 11 as well. And let's see here. Oh, that's weird. Somebody just told me that PayPal is not showing on the page. That's
Oh,
peculiar.
jeez.
Why is
Sorry
that
about that.
happening? No, yeah, well, it was on there right before the show started. Let me see what the deal
Yeah,
is here.
yeah, you showed it to me before. There was a different torso that you had.
Oh, yeah, well, actually, at the page I'm linking people to, the PayPal buttons have decided to disappear. That doesn't make any sense.
Jeez.
They
That's
were
a
on
pain
there
in the
all
ass.
day. Let's see, what is it possibly doing, everybody? Well, I apologize. That doesn't make any sense because they were there when we looked at it all day today. Huh. Well, interesting. Well, while I'm trying to figure out why that's going on, John, why don't you tell everybody what you're going to be doing while you're at the show and what you're bringing? Because I know you do bring some pre-drawn pieces with you as
Yes,
well.
pre-drawn headshots, much the same as you showed on the screen.
Mhm.
Some torsos, some full figures. There you go. There's more torsos. It depends on how many I get done before we get to the show. Instead of doing them in front of people and waiting, making the line bog down, we bring a stack of as many as we can, and they will be on display at the table along with posters and interior pages, covers, just the whole cacophony. See, I got a chance to use that word in a conversation. It's unbelievable.
Well, I don't
And
think I've ever gotten to use it in a conversation, so I'm glad you got it in there tonight. And I am
there it
working on
is.
this, everybody. I'm looking into what the deal is. This is peculiar, but it's PayPal, so it's a little bit out of my control, but I'll
All
figure
right.
it out.
Well, I sorry to end on that note, but the best thing about the table is the this enormous amount of things to look at between the posters and the art and just great conversations. And you guys are always great. I haven't been to Orlando in a long, long time. I can't wait.
Are you going to be doing a little vacationing while you're here?
I don't know. I think we might do a little bit of Universal walk, something like that. I heard we're going to take a walk around and see things. but I don't know how much time there will be after. I have to get back to deadlines. I'm in perpetual deadline hell. I can't do anything about it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all right. Like I said, it's better than not having deadlines.
Here, and there's a Wolverine example as well.
Yeah, those are torsos, correct.
All right, I'm still digging around in here trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this, but I'll figure it out. I don't want to keep you if it's gonna end up having some problems. But that's
No, not a
some people
problem.
did buy them. I can tell you that because we got some orders, but so I know it was working when it started, but all of a sudden it's just decided to run out of gas on me. Hmm.
Sorry
Very,
about
very
that.
peculiar. No, it's not your fault. It's PayPal's fault.
It's PayPal trying to get me off the air. That's what it is.
Well, let's hope that that's not the case. Uh, Yeah, that's kind of weird. There's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do with it at the moment. Well, but well, this I've got a guy coming on after you that talks a lot. He's in the green room right now, so he's smiling.
Okay.
So maybe while he's talking, I'll be able to get to the bottom of what the heck's going on here with PayPal.
All
But
right.
all right, so but back to the like you said at the show, you're only doing remarks. So that's what you'll be, as far as
At the
drawing at the
table,
show
yeah, that
at
that
the
doesn't
table.
bog it doesn't bog the line down. It's a quickie pen scratch on a cover or a blank or even a blank sheet, but blank covers sometimes they bring them up. Those are fun. Those are easy to do and it's a fun thing to do at the table instead of bogging the line down with doing a head sketch or a
Mhm.
torso.
And I will let everybody know. I think it was a PayPal issue because all the buttons are showing right now. So feel free to
Okay.
get in there and do it. And I apologize. I didn't do anything. So I haven't flipped any switches on my side. But John, as always, yeah, this is we're really looking forward to get to hang out with you. I
Yeah, I'm
think
looking
anybody
forward
who's
to it
doing the
too.
meet and greet is really going to be happy to have had the experience. I mean, the just being able to get a piece from you as well. And if and a lot of people do, even though it's an art show, do bring stuff to get signed. So this is the perfect
That'd be
opportunity
great.
to get that done too.
Looking forward to it. That's the best thing about it is just sitting there and looking and meeting people face to face, shaking hands and chatting. It's great.
All right, wait. Yeah, you won't have to kiss any babies while you're there. I can promise you that. But there might be a stroller or two going by. All
That
right, John.
hasn't
Listen.
happened yet, but occasionally you reach out to a baby and you shake some hands. It's great.
All right, man. Well, listen. Again, if you need anything in the lead up to this, I'm sure Joey will be the one to communicate to us. But looking forward to seeing you while you're here. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So get back to work and and enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right. Thanks a lot and see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks a lot.
All right. See you, John.
Bye.
All right. Yes, I see a ton of orders coming in right now. I have no idea, man. Guys, I didn't do anything. It just the buttons weren't there. None of the order forms are there, but they're all there right now. So, and they just disappeared. I refresh and they go away. I'm not doing anything. I'm guessing PayPal's having something weird going on right now. That is so bizarre. But yes, a whole bunch of orders came through. And I can tell you that the limits on these were we added 10 additional sketch cards, and there were going to be 15 each of the headshots and the torsos. And each had an inventory set up with PayPal. So those should have ended up when, if they hit a sold out amount, we'll say sold out, but it only disables the forms, doesn't make them go away. And yeah, I'm refreshing it now, Brian Stanley, and it is in fact not showing, which is very peculiar. Huh. Well, I will when I bring the next guest on, I'll actually try to just maybe repost some of the code and see if that fixes it because that's very strange. Had no issues with it yesterday when we were doing just the sketch cards. But we'll figure it out. But hey, who I'll wait till he's done. When he puts okay, he doesn't want it. He wants the drink while he comes on. Here we go.
There you go.
Holy shit! Oh, you put it down. I figured you'd be drinking while you.
There you go. There's my horn is back. Skull. What do you mean I talk a lot? That wasn't nice to say.
Well, I had to say something. I gotta, because I can't song and dance and program at the same time. I don't know what the heck's going on, man. What's good? PayPal, man. I'll tell you. If you can't trust what? See, now I refresh and they're all back. I'm not doing anything, and the buttons just come and go as they please. Well, I apologize, everybody. If I'm looking at it, it looks like what do we got? I got a couple. We got a 500, a 250, a 500. So all options seem to be working. It's just they're just kind of coming and going. Looks like a couple 200s were purchased. So yeah, they're doing what they're supposed to do. But anyways, Rob, it's good to see you, man.
Good seeing you, man. It's been a while.
I think the last time was
the
one of
drop.
your art drops. Yeah.
Yeah, I did an art drop, which
Wasn't that when like the power was fluctuating? And see, we had a glitch that night. Maybe
Yeah.
this is something to do with you. Whenever you're on, we got a glitch going on around here.
Yeah, we still had a good show though. We sold some stuff, right?
We did. That was a good show.
Yeah, it was good, huh?
Alberto says I should blame Maureen because anytime anything goes wrong, Maureen's to blame. No, this is all, whatever this is PayPal. I guarantee you that because Maureen has nothing to do with that. Everything else on the page, Maureen. The buttons, not Maureen. So yeah, that's weird. Maybe PayPal doesn't like so many people hitting the page when there's more than one checkout option, but that can't be true either because the mystery sketch had 2 buttons on there all the time and we never had a problem. See, Maureen's watching right now and she's letting Alberto see. Don't do that kind of shit, man. I'm gonna get in trouble around here.
Alberto's not gonna have a badge when he goes to the show. We'll know why.
That's right. He's gonna have to wait outside. Yes. Hopefully it's not raining. But anyways, man. So everybody knew we would be doing a Bub Crawl again. You helped put on one of the few side events that was hosted by somebody other than us. And Bub Crawl was great. It was your idea from the beginning. I think you were drinking, and we talked about pub crawl, and you said let's make it a Bub Crawl. We did it live, and it happened, and it was a lot of fun. It was cold. I remember freezing my ass off on that walk over to the bars.
I hope it's not like that this time around. But this year, my brother Dan helped me a lot because he knows his stuff, and it's going to run much nicer, and I think people are going to like it much more. It's going to be a cool Bub Crawl. I hope everybody comes along. Talking with you, last time I ordered like 36, 37 shirts, and I was short like 12 or 15, so I was sending shirts after the fact. So this time, if it's not too much trouble for the guys that want to come, I want to do an RSVP. You just send me. I have an email just for Bub Crawl. You send me an email saying, "Hey, I'm there," and just tell me your shirt size. So because after the fact, I didn't mind doing it, but it was a lot of extra work. So I want to be more organized this time. So if that's cool with everybody, I'm going to want to do an RSVP, Bill.
That works for me. Obviously, we'll publicize that. That'll work. Let's see. What did I do? You did send me 2 pieces of art, and the one gentleman we were hoping could be with us tonight apparently is under the weather.
Yeah, that Aranga, man. He's always got something to say. I'm still dubious. It's beautiful out in Mississippi, so I don't know, or Alabama, whatever the hell he's from.
I don't know where he's at. It might be one of those places, but yeah. Well, so there you go. We talked. We know that Adam Kubert was going to be doing the main shirt, but you wanted to do a few variants as well, and so Ranga is one of the variant artists.
Yeah, this year I want to step up my game a little for everybody because a lot of people showed up. So I'm going to do a couple variants. We're going to do you can show them. I have the Ranga variant that I think is real nice, and then I had a nice and you can put whatever you want on the shirt, dude. You want to it's yours to fiddle with. Put whatever you want on it.
I've got your full trust to make the t-shirt design this time. Huh?
I checked with the artists first, and Arango's like, whatever, man, put whatever you want on it. Put whatever. Surviving sucks, or Rob's fat, whatever the hell. But Jason's fatter. Whatever you want to put on there, you can.
Oh, Jason, poor Jason. Don't make him feel bad. But so here's Aranga's art. Now this is not going to be part of the auction like Kubert stuff was last year, right? Is this yours? Did you own this?
No, I don't own it at all. But from what I understand is I think Aranga already has something on the auction, so I didn't ask him to put that on the auction. If you want, we can ask and see if he wants to put it on there. But I didn't say anything about it. I just wanted to have an extra giveaway for the people.
Well, so you're going to let them pick and choose. So as part of the RSVP, you're going to tell them which shirt, have them pick which shirt they want?
I don't know because I saw Adam showed me some of the prelims. His is going to be really awesome. So I don't know if I want to let people pick and choose. It's pretty much who I like. Whoever I like is going to get the Adams, and whoever I'm not too much of a fan of is going to get the other 2. No, just kidding.
It's like picking your favorite children, man. How do you do that with your favorite collector friends?
Well, the other one I'm doing is we're going to do a color variant this time. Josh Casaro was cool enough to hook me up with a nice piece. I was going to use one of my drawings that he had originally gave me, but then he sent me a pic of something else that he just recently did. So we'll have a color variant too.
Yes, and I do have that art here, thanks to Josh. I'm sure it won't be exactly in the same format. We'll figure out how to crop it so it fits a t-shirt well.
Yeah, and you can have him saying something like, Bub Crawl rules, or hey, OAX, be nicer, whatever. You can put whatever you want on there.
I'm gonna have him say PayPal sucks is what I'm gonna do.
or your Funko thing that you like saying so much.
That's not my design. That's what is it? Jerry's concept there. Funko, FNO, OA Expo. Yeah.
Yeah. So the few of the things. So the email is going to be bubcrawl2026@gmail.com. So that's going to be your RSVP. I'm not going to have extra shirts, and I don't want to go through like last time, or ordering a whole bunch after the fact. So it's bubcrawl2026@gmail.com. Let me know who's going. What size. Last year, Larry Jones wanted a 5X, and the shirt company ran out of fabric, so no 5Xs. Okay, guys.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm messing around. I'm doing some programming now while we're talking. I'm gonna mess around with this thing.
Okay, so then I'll fill the air because I have a few things I want to talk about. It's the my brother's good friends with the GM over there, and the four places we're going to, like it says, NBC Sports Grill's the first stop. The second stop is going to be Margaritaville, not Hard Rock. I sent you an update, so I don't know if you.
Oh shoot, man! I'm sorry. You did. You
No.
texted me a change to that, didn't you? I apologize.
Yes. Right.
So what's the order?
It's NBC Sports Grill. It's going to be Margaritaville. Then we're going to go to this Irish pub called Pat O'Brien's, and then we're going to finish off with Rising Star. Rising Star's a cool place. It's got like dueling pianos, so that's where we're going to finish off. Yeah, there you go. And
comic art and karaoke. I've been talking about threatening people that might happen, and now it will actually happen during the Bub Crawl.
And it's going to be at City Walk. So my brother did the walk for me across the bridge, above the street. My brother's 6'3" and he's got long ass legs, and he's ex-military, but he walked really slow. And he goes, Rob, I know you guys are heavy, so I walked really slow.
Wait a minute. Most art collectors are poor, and so we can't be heavy and overweight. We eat ramen in order to collect artwork. I guarantee you, at least half the guys in the chat would admit to that.
Yeah.
But your brother's thinking of those other cons, where everybody's sweating and rubbing elbows all day long. This isn't one of those places.
So door to door, it took him 17 and a half minutes walking slow. I mean, Tom says 20. Yeah, I guess it could be 20 if it's Jason and Alberto walking. But we couldn't make it in that 17 minutes. I know it's a little bit far, but when we get there, maybe we can talk and see if they can cart us over in the van. That was a suggestion also. But the good thing is, my brother's buddy, the general manager over there of the whole place, he's going to have each of the bars have a couple of specialty drinks for us. Like they're sending us recipes and we get to name them. Like they already sent me this one recipe. It's like a really fruity drink, like a girly drink. So I'm going to name it Jason's Jubilee after D'Ambrosio. They're going to have. Wait
a minute! I thought when you were naming the drinks, it was going to be after like comic book characters, but you're not. You're going to be naming it after comic art collecting characters like Jason.
Jason is the stunt double for Fred J. Dukes. That's an X-Men thing. Come on, JD. Who's Fred J. Dukes?
Oh boy.
And then and then he's gonna do us a favor too. He's gonna put those, the little hot dogs, the little pork in the buns or whatever they're called.
Pigs in the blanket.
Yeah, I'm gonna name those also. I'm gonna call those Marcus Wise Mini Wiener. I'm leaving the S off on purpose so we can identify. Bump.
Oh boy, yeah. Where's my I Heart Wieners shirt or hat when I need it? I don't see it.
He's always got those damn IGs with their freaking wiener schnitzels. So I said I got to name a food after him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we're gonna have like I don't know between 5 and 8 recipes to name. I'm only kidding. I haven't named any yet because they're not giving me the recipes till the end of the week. So I don't know. Maybe we do a contest for the people coming and they can name them. I don't care. It's not a big deal for me.
Right. Right. Well, we have time to figure that out. I mean,
We
I
do.
think it shouldn't be that hard. And
Yeah, but
and
you know,
PayPal's still acting screwy, everybody. Just so you know, I don't think there's anything you can do about this right now. At least not live. While I'm at a loss, man. We can RSVPing will be a lot easier than working with PayPal. Shoot,
yeah,
I'm
shit.
gonna see if I drop it down to one option. If that, then we just sell it out, and then we can move on to the next one. We sell that one out, and then we move on to the other one. I don't know what the heck this thing's doing, but so yeah, so you worked your tail off. You organized this thing. It's gonna happen on Friday night.
Yeah,
The reception ends at 8 or
yeah,
thereabouts, and you're gonna have everybody meet in the lobby at the DoubleTree at 9
yeah,
o'clock.
yeah. I think that's our best bet. We can. That's a good one. Cox in the blanket, Marcus.
Leave it to Marcus.
you know, yeah. No, that's what I think is the best bet. If the walk is a pain in the butt, and some of us heavy hitters don't want to do it, then maybe we change it up next year. But I want to do something a little bit different, a little bit more organized, just because last year, you remember, we kind of whipped it together last minute, so I want to do something a little bit more organized and make sure, yeah. And then the other bar after, we can always go to Miller's, but everything shuts down over there at 12:30. And the general manager said he'd let us stay till 1:15 if we're having a good time at the final bar, because that's the one that's I think it's dueling pianos or karaoke. So we'll play it by ear, and then I'll have all the shirts. I'll give them out at the end, just RSVP me so I can get the number. You don't have to do it today or tomorrow, but in the next probably, how long did it take us last time to print the shirts, Bill?
Oh, once we got the design, they printed them in about 3 or 4 days. So
Yeah, so we'll give him till the week, till that weekend before, and then we'll go with that, and hopefully, the other bar, yeah. So I think it'll be fun. We gotta, maybe we can, because Castro can grace us with his presence, because I don't think he came last year.
that was Friday night. No, I don't. No, he wasn't there. I was only there for the first bar. You went to Hooters as the first bar, so I did
Yes.
that with you guys.
Yes. And my brother says the Hooters walk is further, so I mean, I think we should be okay. Going to City Walk.
I walked the City Walk from there when I was there. Well, both years I actually walked over to City Walk. It's not bad, and you do have to go through security. Everybody, there is a small thing where you have to put your stuff through a metal detector and whatnot. But yeah, that's for your own good. It's for your own protection. Kaiser wants somebody to videotape all the karaoke for the CAF Plus channel.
That'll be awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
that might work. And hey, I'm just gonna keep talking about this damn PayPal form. I've actually dropped it down to just one form right now, and it still doesn't work. I mean, it's like partially working, like only one button, like the checkout button is showing up. I don't know what PayPal must be like on the fritz tonight. So I apologize, everybody. We'll work this out. We'll take care of John. I just might have to like redo everything. I don't even know. Anyway,
and
back to you.
And the GM over there, he recommended that we give our guys wristbands, so when they get over there, they know he's gonna have extra people at each bar just so they can recognize who we are. So I'm printing up wristbands. Is it okay if I write this on it? I wrote it down because I wanted to ask your opinion. It says OAX's best event of the weekend, Wolby Fan presents a second annual Bub Crawl City Walk. Is that cool?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Absolutely
we'll
perfect.
put on, and I'll give everybody a wristband in the lobby.
All right. Well, oh, I see what's doing. Yeah, it says head shop. That's actually the $500 one. Man, their thing is all totally screwed up right now, everybody. PayPal is a mess. No, but that's perfect.
Good.
Wristbands for all.
Yeah, just making them Wolverine yellow, 1997.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, I apologize for the mess up today, guys, but we won't have this kind of problem on the Bub Crawl. I can guarantee you that.
No,
the alcohol flows no matter whether the cash registers are working or not. Just not tonight here on the OAX website. Yeah, what in the heck? This thing is like totally screwed, man. I'm frustrated, but I'll get over it. There's orders coming in though, everybody. They are actually working. It's just not
You
like they
know,
should.
that's a good one that Jason said. If you want to put on one of the shirts, I survived Mega Cox 2026. Put it on fucking Oranga shirt. Oh, sorry. Put it on Oranga shirt.
Oh man, yeah. I should have worn my Mega Cox shirt tonight, shouldn't I have? I forgot.
Yeah.
Kyle printed it up. It says I got it like written across the back of a shirt. So, but I should have wore it to MegaCon. Now that would have been something.
That would have gotten them. When is MegaCon this year anyway? How much after ours?
Who the hell cares?
Oh,
But what time? I have no idea. I think it's in April.
Okay.
Year?
So then,
Yeah,
something
like
you
that.
forced them to move, didn't you?
Oh, that's what. Well, I don't think that we forced them to do anything. But there you go. There you go. I guess it is 1 month afterwards. Anyway.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's pretty much it on the hey Raina, cut the crap. That's it on the city walk. I mean, I think it'll be great, and if it works out, we'll do that every year, or we'll keep changing it every year. I can do that also. It's
yeah. No, hey man, this is good, and and we should remind everybody, 26 is right around the corner, so there's not a whole lot of time to plan, creative events around OEX. But we encourage you all to think outside of the box. If you got a good idea for an event around the show, and and we think it's a good idea for an event, we'll work with you to try to figure out how to make it happen, because that's what this is all about. All of us getting together, hanging out, sharing some good times, and buying some art and hanging out with artists. I mean, what more could you ask for? You can't get that when you go to any of the big shows.
Hell no. I agree. And I thought it was cool that they're doing drinks for us, specific to our crawl, so we can name them what we, give them any silly name.
If you don't have the Jason Jubilee as one of the drinks,
you like that?
I'll be so disappointed in you, Rob.
We will definitely look into that one. Let's see what they send us recipe wise.
I'm trying to. Well, we'll put the brain trust together. We'll come up with some fun names based on some of our illustrious collectors out there.
Yeah, as soon as I get the recipes, I'll send them to you guys, and you can have fun with them also.
Again, Kesra, it's all about shooting video that ruins lives.
Let's hope the weather's nice, because last year really sucked.
If it was this weekend, it would be awful.
Yes.
Right? I think it's supposed to be almost 20 degrees here on Sunday night. 20.
I read that. I'm heading I was supposed to see Adam on Tuesday, but we moved it to tomorrow. So I said to him, don't start that crap with walking to wherever we're walking to, because if it's cold, I'm not going, because I saw the same thing, 19 and 20 degrees in Orlando. I'm not, no way, man.
He likes to walk. He likes to throw that rucksack thing on and go walking.
Yeah,
he'll throw one on you and make you. Yeah.
Listen, I've been rucking since May. You're not going to recognize me when you see me. I got these big muscular legs. I got a taut butt. You're going to love it. Nah.
Why do I doubt that? But hey, I did hear that you did not fit into the Joe Kubert sports car. When Adam gave me when he took me out for a ride, just to see how that thing. I'm like, did Rob get in here with you? He's like, yeah, Rob couldn't fit.
It's a freaking clown car, dude. That's not normal. That's not a normal size car. I'm a normal size guy. Well, I'm a little bigger than normal, but that's ridiculous. Yeah, he just got a golf cart that I had trouble getting into. I was like, is this a joke, dude? I got a golf cart. I fit in mine. He got this like spaceship looking golf cart. I was like, what the hell?
He bought that electric motorcycle. I mean, the man's got hobbies.
Yeah, he does. Well, yeah, so it'll be fun. How's the count look? You got a lot of people, more or less the same as last year?
No, we're up. Everything's up. I mean, we have more artists and more exhibitors there where we have the whole space. But ticket sales are up. The thing is, the last month is where you get just the butt rush of mostly local buyers. Anybody who had to plan this out and travel from it, from where they had to fly in or drive some hours, bought their tickets a long time ago. But it's those locals. They always wait till the last minute, man. So that's the thing. Those are the guys who can skew things really good for us, which could happen. We're making the big push with Comics Den and getting cards out to all the shops, get some posters put out there. So I think and last year we actually had a great walk up. Even in tickets that we didn't sell through the the website, we had people walk up and pay for tickets, which was kind of surprising.
It's funny. So I told Jay I'm bringing my dogs up this time because they allow dogs. So I'm bringing my two giant Great Danes. and he's asking me who's watching them. You and me, brother. It's City Walk is dog friendly, so I'm bringing both of those behemoths.
Man.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm not bringing them.
I was gonna say that doesn't that would be crazy. And
Yeah. But I am bringing my wife this year, so everybody can see who this crazy broad is that puts up with my shit.
that thinks you're worth, that found you to be a keeper, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened then, but yes. So she'll be up this year too, which will be fun. She's she can have fun, so we'll have a good time. I'm stoked, man. I can't wait.
Oh no, same here. Trust me, we are ready for the show to get here as well. 3 weeks away. Did you see we got Walt Simonson coming?
I saw. That's awesome. Congrats, man.
Hmm?
Yeah. I saw, but he's not doing sketches, right? Or is he doing
he will be, well, we haven't formally said, and he's not going to do any pre-OEX with us,
Okay.
but at the show he will be drawing all weekend, most of the weekend, and signing. He's going to be doing stuff with for donations to the Hero Initiative, and that's about all I'll say right now. So, but yeah, you can expect a little bit more. But of course, it's Walt. He's awesome. He's just gonna be great to have around the show. I mean, I can't imagine just like bumping into him at don't interrupt him while he's having dinner, everybody. But when he gets up from the table, you're allowed to go over and tell him how much you appreciate his talents.
Yeah, that's a big get. Alberto says that Art Adams dropped out. Is that true?
Art Adams did drop out. Yes, we're going to make a formal announcement tomorrow. We found out today, sometime mid-afternoon, that yes, apparently schedule-wise, he's gotten got some extra work going on or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the deal was.
He's going to Mexico with everybody's money. You guys all screwed. No, just kidding. I'm kidding, people.
Don't say that. No. I
He's a
saw
good dude.
the email that Jason sent out. He was offering refunds to anybody who didn't want.
Look, everybody knows I'm a big shit talker. Don't take me for real. I'm kidding. Art Adams is a gentleman.
That's right. I got to clarify because see, you're just trying to rile things up, man.
That wasn't me. That was freaking Alberto. He's the one that said it. Why do I get in trouble? Alberto, you see, you got me in trouble.
He's always asking questions and causing trouble. He looks like the most innocent guy out there. He looks like he could manage a Wendy's or something. Like he's the local friend of every man. But yeah, he's always.
Alberto's scary. I went to a buffet one day and they said, "No, you don't come here. You don't come here now. You leave." They told him that, and I was like, "Whoa, leave my buddy Alberto alone." Then I found out they were talking to me.
Oh man. So Dave Kopecki says, "I'm just glad he will still do my commission, although it will be an additional 60 to 90 days after OX." Yeah, I think it was a scheduling thing. I think somehow he got a bunch of cover jobs or something like that, and hard to pass up doing a cover and then being able to get it out there on the aftermarket afterwards. We all get it. Man, Marcus is just, he's always on fire. He hasn't had his daily dose of wieners yet, I think is what his problem is. Oh, brother.
You got to do like he does with you with the goblin. You got to do like one Marcus Wine a wiener schnitzel like this. Oh, wait.
Oh, man.
My daughter's on. We can't be talking about stuff like that. Sorry, Alana.
Oh yeah, she hasn't heard this talk before.
I know she's freaking engaged. I'm sure she's a troublemaker like her dad. I hope not.
Yeah, no, I think I should. Yeah, what do we hear? So we don't have the artwork that Adam's going to provide yet, right?
No,
we don't. But we're going to get something.
And Adam also said that he wanted it to be a surprise for the show. He didn't want it to be shown early.
But we got to make T-shirts out of it, though, right? So he's.
He's giving it. Yeah, he's sending it to me.
Us, so we can do that part.
Yeah.
But okay.
Tomorrow, when I go see him, I'm hoping to pick it up, but I'm not making any promises. I hope to have it already.
Well, just remind him that we need a piece for the auction. So I prefer it be the T-shirt art.
Yeah, I told him that today. Also, when we talked, I talked on the phone with him just to let him know, hey, I'm going to be on. Come on, you two, would you stop being pain in the asses? Sorry, man. My two great Danes, they fight each other, and then one of them starts crying, and then the other one runs away. The chicken shits. Rob's email is we're doing a different one, Tom. We're doing a Bub Crawl 2026 at gmail.com.
Yeah,
that's where the RSVPs go. Sorry, dude. I should have said it a couple more times.
Save it there. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Oh, thanks. Awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
Here, I'll make it. Here, this will make you even better. Let's see. Make it into look at that.
Like fat bubbly letters. Oh,
Look at
neat.
that. It's a ticker. Like we're on the news. That man smokes cigar while his dogs wrestle in the background.
Freaking dog.
News
No,
at
but
11.
my female's only a year and a half. She's a puppy, but she's bigger than my male. So she starts trouble with him, but then he whips her ass like this, and then she chickens out and goes, "Hey, I'm sorry. I don't understand." The pain. You'll meet them both. I'm bringing them both up there, but don't worry, they won't be at the hotel. They'll be at my daughter's.
All right, man.
But
Well, it's going to be a good time. Bub Crawl 2026, everybody. That is a hashtag that you should use when you're going out on the Bub Crawl. Take those selfies. Take a selfie with the bartender. You got to take a selfie with Rob, and just post them to your socials and hashtag it to Bub Crawl 2026. And then probably, I guess you got to throw in it, of course, the OAX 2026 as well. That way, every collector who did not come to OAX 2026 will regret it. And we want to rub it in while we're having a good time in Orlando in 3 weeks. Right,
yeah,
Rob?
last year we had we got 35 shirts and I had to send another 10 or 12. So we had maybe 45, 46. I got to imagine it'll be that same amount or more. I'm just wondering if the weather sucks, that'll be bad. And, maybe the walk, it's going to be a little tough, but I don't think so. I mean, I'm the fattest guy there and I can do the walk with no problem. So I got to imagine everybody will be okay. I hope.
I think everybody will be fine. And, yes, we've been looking at the 30-day forecast. And I think the last time I looked, it's mid-70s as a high. That's kind of unpredictable that far out. But that's where we should be. I mean, that's kind of the average for that time of year.
And again, this is my brother's friend, the general manager of the whole place. And he's doing some cool shit for us. I mean, nothing big, but just little perks that are nice. And he said that, if we get after a certain number, if we want to do it again next year over there, he'll hook us up with a room just for us in each place. Like, he was really cool about saying, about helping us. So, so we'll get some, I hope special service and, in the sense of, not having to wait like we did with Hooters and we waited so long for the drinks. They were kind enough to help us, but it was tough, but he says he does pub crawls there all the time. So he loved the idea of Bub Crawl. He's a comic fan too, so he might come by the show. And I told him I'd buy him the ticket. So I'll let you know, and you just tell me how much you want, and I'll buy him his ticket. But he's cool. He's going to help us out, and it'll be fun.
It will be fun. Oh man! All right. So yes, if you want to RSVP, please email bubcrawl2026@gmail.com. Rob will hook you up, and as soon as we have the shirt designs and all that kind of stuff, do you want people to tell you? You want them to tell you what shirt you want in advance, so when we make the order, you'll have a good idea.
I mean, they don't know what Adams is, so it'll be cool. He's last year he did a face shot. This year he's doing a full body. I saw some of it. It's so it's going to be cool. It's just a figure, and it's of Wolverine or Logan, whatever the hell. It'll be cool. But yeah, if you specifically want one of the variants, tell me that. Then I'll make sure you get it because I want you guys to be happy. So if you really want Arangas, but wait for the shirt design because I'm sure Bill will put some some silly witticisms on.
Yeah, that's this weekend. I'm gonna start working on that.
And then if you really want the color variant of Josh's, that'd be, if you really want one of those, let me know. But other than that, I'm probably just going to give out just an idea. Let's say we had 50 people. I'll probably order 30 Adams, 10 and 10. So, if you really want one of the variants, let me know. And I'll make sure we have that for you,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I see what Adams look like. Because maybe I like Arangas more. I would never say that to Adam.
Arangas is cool. You want to hear crazy? Aranga did that for me last year because I wanted to do a variant shirt last year, and then I said, Aranga, I might not have many people going, so we're gonna pass on it. And I also got it to I got it too late to the printer, so unfortunately it didn't work. So this year I said I definitely want to do yours because we had a decent turnout last year, and I would imagine we'll do a little bit better this year. And again, free shirt for the guys who come. RSVP this time because much as I loved helping everybody out and doing it last year overtime, this year I'd rather just have the number correct, and make it a little bit easier for me. That's it.
Well, that's the way it should be, man. It shouldn't feel like too much work for you.
No, but I enjoy it, man. It's fun. I had a great time, and it's a great event, and I just love walking through there, and there's not crazy crowds like these big ass stupid shows. I love. Oh, it's so, dude. Do not
Like
stick me with
Megaton?
freaking. Don't stick me with Amir and all those guys because they kept running back and forth in my goddamn booth and knocked all my art over. I was super pissed. So,
Really?
yeah, not you. Actually, you had. It was all cool because I know Melchior switched it, and he told me, he goes, "Hey, listen, I switched it because I want to be next to my buddies to help me out. But I
Mhm.
just want to make sure, please, don't put me with Amir's awesome. Aranga's, I'm sorry, Amir, I did it again. Amir's awesome. All those guys, the crew, Hanson and Dinesh, they're all
Well,
cool.
they don't have it. They're not there this year.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about them knocking my shit over.
No, you don't have to worry about that anymore. No
Yeah.
more, carrying drinks behind your table and potentially damaging the art. It won't happen.
So my wife was okay with it, but I wanted to ask you. I have some
Wait a
giveaways.
minute, now your wife and I have to be on the same page for this to be
Yeah,
okay?
because you're a little more stickler than she is. My wife is cool. You can
Okay.
be, but I know how you feel about certain things. So I have some giveaways I'm going to give out, just like my shit, just a bunch of cool things I'm going to give out. But I'm going to have a smoking hot broad in a thong giving it out to the people. Is that okay if I have her come to the show? If you tell me no giveaways and no lady. My wife was okay with it.
I think you need to pass on the booth thing.
Look, you heard it from the horse's mouth. No giveaways for you guys because he said no. Darn you!
Yep, can't do
Darn
it.
you,
Cannot
Bill
do it.
Cox!
Sorry. Save that for another show, man. There's bound to be a stripper show someplace in Orlando. Just not near us, I don't think.
Babe, he said no. I told my wife.
Yeah, Marcus says it's only because I want you to buy her a ticket.
I'll buy her a ticket. I don't want freebies, man. I'm not a moocher. No. Whatever. Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'll pay for what I gotta pay. I'm not that guy.
Only booth bubs. There you go. ML knows what's going on. Oh man, Sairanga. Yeah, Sairanga can show up anytime she wants.
Absolutely. How about that book he put out, huh? That was nice.
Yeah, well, that's what we're kind of hoping to have Monty would give one last plug to his Kickstarter.
Yeah, I swear, dude. I asked him. He said yes. He texted. I showed you the text. He texted me this morning. He was sick as a dog. He was gonna try and make it, but I guess it's he must be hating life. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't have the link for his Kickstarter, but everybody you can go out there and find it. What's the name of the book? Do you remember? I can't remember the name of that thing now. I just remember it's been posted on his socials.
It's Eternal, AETERNAL.
All right, so Google that and the word Kickstarter, and you will find it, and you can still support it. All right, well,
and again, you'll probably forget, Bill, but again, when we start setting up the shirts, you can put whatever you want. Last time Adam wanted things a certain way with his shirt, but with Josh, because Sarah and Aranga, they said get crazy. You can put whatever
I want.
Yeah, OAX rules. Will Be Fan sucks. I don't care.
Yeah, I expect Adam to art direct me. I don't think I'd want it any other way. Not many people can say that. You had Adam Kubert tell you that. He didn't tell me it sucked. He just redid it.
You don't know what he said to me. I was like, I can't say that to Bill, dude.
You don't want to hurt his feelings.
I was trying to make everybody happy. I lost. No, I'm kidding. He was just very cool.
Man. All right.
But he's a purist when it comes to his art. He did not want to take away from the art. I get it. Yeah, whatever,
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we should probably move this segment along, Rob. But
okay,
but obviously Bub Crawl going to be fun. Going to be a lot of fun. And it is Friday night. So RSVP, the email address is right there on the screen. We'll remind everybody about it. It'll go out in some emails, OAX related stuff, especially when we start talking more about the events, which is going to be soon. We do have a schedule in hand now that probably it's almost 100% complete. There's a lot of stuff going on the entire weekend, but it'll have that on there, and we'll definitely remind everybody how to reach out to you, Rob. And no matter how many people RSVP, there's probably going to be that same number. Just show up and want to do it. So
yeah, probably. But
a few extra shirts.
I wanted to make the announcement that it's your show, and I don't want to disparage your show by not getting my responsibilities done. So that's why I'm telling everybody RSVP me, because I want to make sure everybody's got their their shirt. I'll probably order a few extras, but I really, sorry guys if you didn't get it. I was paying $30 of shipping, for everybody to get a 2-day FedEx. I did it all nice and good. I just don't want to do that again. But if I got to, no, I don't want to do it again. Period.
I get it. I don't blame you. That was first times usually are a little rough. So
yeah, but I'm okay with it. I had a great time. I'm glad that we did what we did. We accomplished what we wanted to, and we met our responsibilities. Done. We're good.
That's true. Well, looking forward to it as always, Rob. And you need anything in the lead up. Well, we'll be in touch. We're gonna be emailing all the time. Yeah. Especially once we get the artwork from Mr. Kubert. But yeah, cool. I'll work on the designs this weekend. I'll send them to you by Monday. We'll see what everybody thinks.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. If you need any, and for the next few weeks, if you need any show fillers, give me a buzz.
What is that? Larry T wants to know how much longer this part of the show is. What is he waiting for you to leave so he can come in and hang out? I don't know what the hell that means.
What's he gonna do? Sit there and stare at it? He's got baby piss and baby shit all over him. He doesn't. It's irrelevant and unimportant what he has to say.
Exactly. Oh man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, guys, take it slow.
All right. See you, Rob.
Yep. Take care.
All right. Always good to have Rob back on here. And yes, he needs to come back on. Well, I'm sure we'll do an art sale with him sometime later. Well, early this year, right? It's still January 29th. So bye, Dad. See, your daughter's keeping an eye on you all that time. So what was this? Alberto says, can you set up an OAX store where you can order extras of all the OAX t-shirts? I'm sure we can work out something, Alberto. See, always a question, man. You got to write these questions down. I don't have time to take a ton of notes while I'm getting stuff. Any Berkey banks? I told Berkey that we may give him that one, even though Gwen spent a lot of time making that one proper. But anyway, we'll see. He wants one badly. So I apologize again with the form. I have no idea. I've actually turned it down to where it's just offering sketch cards now. And every time it's like the PayPal button and the Venmo button are disabled. So I really think PayPal's got something wacky going on right now. That because like the checkout button is the only one of the three that works. And if you click it, it does work. Takes you over. So my feeling is PayPal's just got something very wrong this evening, and we'll work it out. We probably sold at least half of every option. I know at least 7 sketch cards came in. It looks like 5 each of the headshots and the torsos came in. So what I'll do is fix it, and then we'll do a mailing tomorrow once we've got it figured out, or once PayPal has their issues figured out. We'll do that. But I can assure you, I showed this page to the team numerous times today, and the forms and everything worked all day long until we've released it. All right, they're allergic to money. They have a lot of money, Marcus. Now, but there were a few questions. I think I tried to Bill, type in the character field and the buttons will light up. I did that though. Dan, I tried that a couple times, and it's like the page loads, PayPal and Venmo are highlighted, and then they gray out. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, it does do that. Okay. Well, so I don't get it right now. So if anybody in the chat, would you like to, if you want me to switch, because I don't want to put all 3 forums back on here and make them live, because clearly there was an issue when they were all active. If you would like me to make just like the torso option active, I'll be happy to do that while we're going through the show. So I'll keep an eye on the chat, and if anybody wants me to switch it to something else, I happily will. But 3 on a page definitely was causing some problems. All right, notes and notes and notes. I guess we can well, let's see. Oh, questions. What was the question? I saw one. Human Spider asked, Bill, if you can't go to the show, if we order something, can we get it mailed out or picked up by someone who may be at the show? I mean, Human Spider, I can tell you that I know that there are a few collectors who are using their friends as mules and lining up some pre-OAX and having them pick it up at the show. So is that a thing? Yeah. Is it sanctioned in any way by OAX? No. But it can happen, and it does, and there's no policies against that. So you're more than welcome to if you can work it out with a friend, why not, right? It's if you want to have them stand in line to get a sketch, it's totally up to you. And I'm certain, I know, because I've seen it happen. People, will see a piece of art that they want to, like one of their friends will say, hey, take a picture of John Romita's, the pre-done sketches that he's brought. And if Captain America is on it, send me some pics, and maybe I'll have you buy one for me. So sure, all that kind of stuff goes on all the time. And if you can arrange it, it can be done. But Goose Skywalker, is Bill bringing the masked OX? I am not, but I guess if Alberto asked nicely, maybe I could put it on and we could get John Romita Jr. to do him at least a sketch card of Captain America with some of my facial features. That might be fun. I'm sure Alberto would appreciate that. Proxy is more appropriate. Yes, Chris Nord. Unstoppable. Okay, what do I not to sign? Oh, you're talking to Tim. I saw Tim emailed me. Tim, I did see your email, and I'll have to look at it and give you an answer. Yeah, but I'm sure we could do what you were requesting. But we'll definitely figure that one out after the show is all over. And I think a few other people emailed. Yeah, you said you wanted to upgrade to the bust option, or the torso, I think is what you meant. But yeah, of course, we'll work it out. I have not sent the orders from yesterday to the John Romita Jr. team, but I was planning on doing that tomorrow. But sure, so we'll clean things up, get the rest of these things sold, and get everything over to John Romita Jr. Okay, schedule. Well, see, I shouldn't do schedule yet. One thing we should probably do as a reminder is, of course, please, everybody vote in the best ofs. Best of voting ends on Saturday. And do I have a screen I can share here? I do. Just as a reminder for all of you who have not cast your votes yet, you need to get over to CAF before Saturday at midnight. There's my screen. How do you get to the cast your vote page? It's under the, you got to be logged in. And right there, second link after manager galleries is a link to vote in the best of 2025. So you just click that, takes you over to the voting page. This is a list of the categories that you have not voted in yet. As you vote in a category, it will remove the link from the category. You may only vote once per category. Please, if you cast your votes and you don't like them, you cannot hit the back button and vote again. I can tell you that every time you do that, I get an email that says somebody is trying to cheat. I know you're not trying to cheat, but I've probably gotten at least 30 emails since voting started of people who cast their votes and then realized, oh, maybe they voted for 4 and they meant they added a 5th one, whatever. Once you vote, you can't revert back to what it was. It's done. And yeah, I think it even tells you that it sent me an email. So yes, Big Brother is watching you when you try to correct yourself. But anyways, when you're on this page, super simple. I've actually, well, I'm not on which category. I'm on interior pages. We'll go to something small, mystery sketch. I haven't cast my vote on that one yet. Remember that you get to scroll through the whole set. Yeah, it's easy. You can click on pieces and just thumb your way through everything if you want. And that's just a quick and easy way to get at least a view of the large images, which is nice. So you don't have to click on every one of them. Then once you're done doing that, if you've looked at everything, you can come in here and do an initial pass of picking the pieces that are your favorites. I'm only going to pick 6 here just because I want to show you how it works. I'll pick a couple here. I'll pick mine. No, I'm not going to do mine. Do that one. That was mine too. You click update your favorites. So it makes it easy. It moves all your favorites to the top of the list, no matter where they were. When you're ready to vote, you just go ahead and check the vote boxes. 1, 2. You can only vote for 5. Can't vote for 6. If you vote for too many, it will tell you that you're trying to cast too many votes, and it wipes them all out. So when you're ready to cast your 5 votes, if those are the ones you want, you click cast your vote, you're done. This category is locked. It gets removed from the list right above here, and you move on to the next category. You have until Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time to cast your votes. And yes, and for those of you out there lobbying for votes, more power to you. I know it's a thing. So, all right, let me hide that. So, and I'll send out a reminder probably Saturday morning to those of you who have not cast votes yet. But yes, as Tony just said, so many good picks this year, lots of great art. Yes, it was a good year for collecting. That is for certain. Great year for mystery sketches as well. I hope. Well, I know we had more pieces in the mystery sketch than we've had before. That extra piece, the 6th piece that you could add into your set, definitely allowed more people to kind of participate in that side of things. All right, let's move over to the schedule. Where's that slide? Here we go. So this weekend on Sunday at 9 p.m. Kazra and Jose Caballero and Matt Fuller will be joining Spidey Hits, and that will be at 9. And it only says 9. Did it say 9 a.m.? How do I leave a P out of there? It's at 9 p.m. on Sunday, and they'll be talking about CAX at OAX. I know that they'll be talking a little bit about the list of people who will be doing free sketches on the Sunday time slot at OAX. That list has not been made public yet, and that will probably be the first time it will be revealed. So I would encourage everybody to, it will be simulcast on the CAF Plus channel, and it will also be streamed live on the Spidey Hits channel, and I believe it will also be on the OCD sketch card channel of Mr. Fuller's. So you can look, you'll find it. It's already up on our page, the CAF Plus channel, so you can already set a notification for that. So it will remind you when it starts. Then we'll have Monday off. We'll have the best of presentation for 2025 with Mikhail joining me for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. That will be on Tuesday. We will have an Anthony art drop on Wednesday. That'll be actually, I can tell you, Mr. DeTulio is going to be hosting that one. So that should be fun. The 4th is actually Emma's birthday, her 21st birthday. And even though I went to Disney with her for a few hours last week, my son is coming into town that evening as well. So Maureen's going to pick up Ashton at the airport, and he's going to be here for a few weeks, as well as Michelle, who helps out at OAX. Some of you might have met her. She's the gravelly voiced cousin of ours who everybody learned to love last year. So Maureen asked, could I meet them in Eustis, which is just south of here, for a drink, since it's Emma's 21st birthday. So I will actually be able to be with her when she has her first legal drink. So that's what's going on there. But Tulio will be hosting that drop with Anthony. It should be fun. Alex Garcia after that. We got a heritage preview. We got OAX, of course. Some CAF updates in there. Dan Gallo. A lot of you guys know Dan Gallo. He started Comic Art Con with the guy whose name I can never remember. I apologize. Dan, he's been to OAX the first 2 years. He usually hangs out with Mr. Tom Fish. He'll be doing an interview later in March. And also we have some sales shows that are out there and almost scheduled, I think, with Oming and Linsner and some of Yoshi's team from Japan Comic Art. So full schedule, but after OAX, but light schedule leading up to it. And I can guarantee you that I know we are going to have some additional OAX programming over the next few weeks as well. A lot of them might be like a little, 8 p.m. show in advance of another show that's going on at 9. We're trying to squeeze in a few things here, but lots of good programming to introduce you to some of the exhibitors and guests that will be coming to OAX as well. So lots of fun stuff. And, well, there's going to be some IC3 announcements happening tomorrow. People need to start planning for Comic Art Live in May. That's going to be the weekend of the 16th and 17th. All kinds of stuff going on coming up here on the schedule. All good stuff too. So there you have it. So I was going to say I could bring Mr. Snork in, but he was there and now he's gone. I see an empty chair. You want to see it? Here, watch this.
I had to pee.
No. All right. So
Did you hear me?
Yes, because I want to show the empty chair. Now everybody knows.
Everybody does it.
Everybody pees, right? I mean, it happens.
Geez.
Man, it's a natural bodily function.
Could you hear it?
No, we couldn't.
Okay.
No. See, everybody got that. Now it's a show. Yeah, now it's a show. Oh, Joe Viteri. Man, I'm sorry. I can never remember Joe's name. He's gonna hate me for that. But yes, Joe and Dan Gallo started Comic Art Con 16 years ago. So Dan's probably got some early stories about Comic Art Con. Anyway, yes. Some more than others. Rich Danny's, you had to get up and go to the bathroom when we were doing that show. I remember that. So
yeah, shut up, Rich.
All right, where are we going to from here? So yeah, Bub Crawl, you're going, right?
Yeah, I already RSVP'd.
You did. All right, good. God, whizzing again, Tyler.
Shut up, Tyler. You know what? I take a lot of heat on this channel.
Snorkel doesn't wash his hands.
I could hear Bill saying, "I want to bring Chris in," but I was like, "Damn it."
Okay.
I go all the time.
Hey, man,
Atta
what
boy,
happens when
Rich.
you get old, and we got problems. We get it, man. We get it, Rich. We feel sorry for you. We're all getting old. We know how it is. He's the wizard. Oh my goodness, man. What a show tonight. So, have you done your best of voting? You get that out of the way.
Yep.
Clearly, I've got a lot of work to get done before I can get to that. But
I look
yeah, I gotta
forward
get
to
my
it, man. That's a lot of fun for me, honestly.
right. Well, I mean, again, I always look at the best of as the opportunity for people to show off the stuff they got. That some of us have forgotten about. I mean, you and I do a pretty good
Yeah,
job of showing off new artwork that gets added to CAF over the year. But at the end of the day, stuff gets by us.
can't see it all.
And it's always good to be reminded of good stuff too.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. I gotta scratch a few things off my list here. But okay, so I'm an RSVP for that too.
There you go.
But
You
I'm not
got
gonna
it. My God, you of all people. Do you
Oh man, are
stay?
you
Are you
ready
gonna
for
do it?
OAX? Are you ready?
I don't think it's possible to be ready.
No.
Seriously, I have to buy a new portfolio. I have to go get cigars. I have to find a way to transport like 8 bottles of beer. Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot to do beforehand. So no, I am not ready. I mean, mentally, yes, I'm primed, but literally not ready.
Well, when Kazra had, we ordered those cigars for you. I
Mhm.
regularly get this now in the mail. And I
Ah,
got
nice.
today. So it's like every month I'm reminded that, hey, I remember, we bought Chris Snork some cigars.
You could start smoking stogies. It's all
I
right.
probably could. I just wouldn't know where to start. But it's now only $99.99 from Cigars International. It's their 30th anniversary. They have a mega
Smoking
sampler.
deals.
Is a mega sampler the way to go? Just to try everything?
No.
No.
I'll
right,
bring I'll bring you
ask you for
something you'll
advice.
like. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yes. Okay. Well, let's do this calf update stuff, right? I know I've got
Yeah.
the heritage picks out there, and again, I didn't see anybody tell me to switch that damn PayPal thing to something else. So it's still set on the sketch card option, but I am happy to switch it to something else. You just got to tell me to, or otherwise I'm not going to do it. Let's see. Let me get the heritage picks here. It's been a long day, man. I know you've had a very long week yourself.
Oh, Lord Almighty. One more day, Bill.
Yeah, I bet you didn't even get to go to the gym this week.
I went to the gym every day.
You still went?
Have to. Yep.
Wow.
If I don't, I'll like rip somebody in half in the afternoon.
So it's not just to keep in shape; it's to kind of blow off steam.
Yes,
A little
absolutely.
bit of both. All right, here. Let's see. I got the window here, and I can share it. All right, my 10 heritage picks. There was a little bit of Felix in this week's heritage stuff. I don't know if anybody went over there today. There were 2 Tradmores and a Daniel Warren Johnson. So I figured
Interesting.
I'd start off with one from each of those guys. First up was it was a page 1 from issue 2 of Do a Power Bomb by Daniel Warren Johnson. I mean, I figure,
Just what you want.
yeah, well, and this is a good opportunity to see what the market is for a Daniel Warren Johnson Do a Power Bomb page. I mean, maybe this isn't something in the ring or anything like that, but
Yeah.
hey, it's always good to see something that kind of prove the market, see where things are at, and you can figure
Yep.
out what your stuff is valued at. There were 2 Luther Strode pages from Tradmore, so I picked one of them. They're about the same as far as it wasn't even, I couldn't figure out. I'm like, all right, I'll just take this one. So and that one's like at $25 still. So it's got some legs on it. Did you ever read Luther Strode? I didn't read that. I tried every time I try to find a trade when I go to the comic shop, they never have it.
I did. Somebody gave me one actually quite a while ago, but yeah.
All right, there was that, and then what's next here? Oh, Mark Brooks, Spidey. He's talented.
Yeah,
He's good.
that's nice.
That was a good one. Then for you Wildcats fans and you Travis fans, there was
Look at that.
yeah. I thought this is from what was it? Wildcats Covert Action. It was the name of the title, but it's Travis. Troy Hubbs is the inker on this one. But yeah, that's pretty sharp.
It's like proto Travis.
That one should do okay. I'm sure Dave Kopecki's got it on his watch list already. I bid on a couple things today too, and I didn't put small bids. I went 500 on both of them. I'm like
Oh,
I'm gonna
boy.
start them off good. Now I got outbid on one of them. Who the hell
Yeah.
does that? You know, I mean, come on. It wasn't like a choice piece or anything. I mean, that just makes me. I want to have the thrill of being the high bidder at least for 24
For a
hours.
while. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't say what I bid on, but one of the pieces you'll know. There was an elementals page out there. That one I'm still the high bidder on. It's the
Okay.
other one that I got outbid on. Ben Templesmith, Hellspawn cover. I always like Ben stuff. He was an inaugural OAX guest. So nice stuff here. Oh, I thought that was kind of cool the way he's doing the lighting there.
Yeah.
Ben's fun.
Always long on atmosphere.
Very, very true. Let's see. Everybody's RSVPing. Good. Hey, get them out there. Bub Crawl 2026 at gmail.com. Let Rob know you care and you want to see him Friday evening.
Let him know you don't care, but you're willing to go anyway.
Better yet. Yeah, Marcus is going to go over there and bid. Now that I've said my bid was $500.
I better go.
All right, everybody, that's my high bid on the elementals page right now. So there you go. If you're going to bid higher than that, just go make me feel miserable right now and put your bid
You
in.
need like something that says "coxed" that you hold up a sign when somebody does that to you after the segment.
As long as Maureen doesn't wear that one, I'm happy. She's got to be in bed by now too, so we can say anything like that.
She was in the chat earlier, busting.
She
busting
was.
chops.
It's like I mentioned her name. It's like James Siegel when you say swimsuit issue or something. James appears. You mention Maureen's name, and bam, she's in the chat. Show the elementals piece. It was. I'll show it. I don't mind. Cox block. There you go, Dan. Let's see. What was this? Barry Windsor Smith. Again, it's from Rune. So I never read Rune, but I've seen the artwork. So for those of you who are looking for your first Barry Windsor Smith, maybe this is the one for you from 1994. Classic. All the tick marks, the line work here. It's all pure Barry. Then Assad. I was like, hey, Assad's coming to OAX. It's an Uncanny X-Force piece.
Rare inked piece.
Mm-hmm.
Interior too.
Yeah, no, I thought this was a really good page. Very good example. Get some Sairanga in there, right? Looks like.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, it's the Ratman page. Yeah, see, everybody's looking now. Rich Cirillo. Yeah, there you go, Rich. Ratman page. With oh man, see, yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. He's on it now. Sal Buscema Hulk page. I figured with the passing of Sal, and like I mentioned earlier, Hulk's the character I think of when I think of Sal more than anything.
For sure.
So this one, I mean, it's got him on a screen. I know some people are like, oh, even if it's a splashy page, having the character be on a TV screen is not the same as having him not be on a TV screen. But who cares?
Yeah.
This is a really nice piece, and I'm sure it'll do really well. Hulk Annual 14 page, and then I had a show. Well, let's see what do we got here. Oh, this is a DC page. It's from DC Comics Presents, and it's got Aquaman on it. Everybody, and Tentacles.
Yeah, boy.
Tentacles. But yeah, Irv Novick and Frank McLaughlin inks. Just an overall great page. I mean, a lot of action lines around it. Everything's filled. There's, it's not filled with black. It's just all tonal with line work. I thought it was a fun page. Get some sharks. I think that's Stingray adjacent stuff all over the place here.
That's one thing I haven't seen with all these DC Marvel crossover covers and all that stuff we're seeing. I have yet to see a Stingray crossover with Aquaman.
That is true.
Fingers crossed.
But you will get to see Brian Hitch's commission that Stingray got at OAX, everybody, because those of you who commissioned him, I can tell you that the art is in the mail as we speak. I'll have it in hand by, I think, on Monday. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
He finished, I don't know if anybody remembers the show we did with him, but he had started a Teen Titans piece on one of those like 18 by 24s, huge team rushing at it. So but he just started the main characters. Well, he finished it, and it's got like 60 characters on it. And I mean, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So I can't wait to see that one. But some of that stuff will probably end up at OAX because I know some people want me to deliver them there.
Good
Oh,
luck
last.
getting them home, everybody.
I picked this one for Kazra. I mean, come on, a nice Modoc. This is from Captain America and the Falcon. Andre DeVito with Koblish inks. There was actually some other good stuff too, but I was like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Splash.
He's a great thing artist, man. His rendition of the thing is great.
Well, so is his rendition of Modoc as well.
Not shabby.
Unstoppable wants to know why Hitch is not coming to OAX. Modoc sucks. I'm sorry, Kazra. I know you're true heart, but why isn't Hitch coming? I can't, I can't say. We invited him, and I think it was around the time we invited him was at the beginning of the year when all the weird stuff was going on with the border stuff and and he was like, yeah, it's probably not the right time. And I think I think his kids are graduating from, like, his last kid's graduating from high school, so kind of a weird point for him. It's not like he has kids he can bring to the parks or whatnot. But I can guarantee you, we will invite him again for 2027. Maybe things will be a little bit more sound and not so crazy. We'll see. He will have an open invitation to come to the show, and we'll get him when we get him. Same thing with Hembeck. Hembeck may, I talked to him in December. He knows we want him in 2027. He would be treated like a king if we could get him to the show. So
We would hoist him up on our shoulders and carry him around the room.
that's
Which
right.
we're probably going to do with Walt too, right? I mean,
More than likely. I mean, can you imagine Hembeck and Mannix getting together? Now that's just something we would
Oh,
have to
man.
That's got to be an event. If we film anything, that would be the thing. We'd have them together. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, Walt, coming to the show. You pinged me. I think you were one of the first people to ping me saying something about Walt coming to the show.
yep.
And no, Walt will not have originals, but he will be drawing most of the weekend, and he'll be doing it for donations to the Hero Initiative. So that's the plan. And outside of that, I don't know much beyond that. But hey, Walt's coming to the show. Wheezy's coming to the show, and Steve Root's going to be coming to the show, courtesy of Heritage. And we might be all done with announcements now. I mean, I can't swear to that, but I think we might be. Now we're really, really, really close.
Okay.
So we shall see. But yeah, it's all good. But the announcements are going to come. They're going to be free flowing from here on out. So. Oh man. All right. Walt is a very nice guy. Bud Root. Bud Root was on our list of people to consider because we saw the work that Bud did. The stuff he was doing at Heroes, really good. He's obviously super talented. Just at the end of the day, didn't make the cut, but he was on the list. We had put him on there because he's like Steve Epting. He's been on our list for 3 years. We've been wanting to invite him, and we still haven't invited him yet. So trust me, our list is long, and which is great because it just means every year we can have some decent turnover and bring in new artists. And we'll never be at a loss for bringing creators to the show that you guys want to see. Andy Kubert says we'll be fan. Hey, well, Andy's with Essential. I guess anything is possible. Have we asked for Andy? No, but we did a sales show with him that one time. So you never know. You never know.
Those GI Joe covers he's been doing for Skybound have been amazing.
I've seen a couple of those. They are freaking awesome. Barry Windsor Smith asks James. Barry. I know he's a little bit older, but Kazra has worked with him in the past, so there we have avenues to at least ask. We haven't asked yet, but hey, man, I mean, having Windsor Smith come to a show, who the hell wouldn't like that? I mean, I think if he was open to it, we would make it happen. So sure. I mean, again, we're not at a loss. And we did ask Paul Smith, number one Marvel fan. He declined. So at least we tried. You do what you
And
do.
Mike Zeck. Tried with Mike Zeck.
Right. Oh, no, Mike Zeck, we totally had put that out there. And no, I mean.
Even use the Leighton angle.
The Leighton angle, if the Leighton angle don't work, nothing's going to work.
Denied.
So, exactly. But hey, we just looked at our Heritage stuff. Let's look at the EXP. I have no idea what he's bringing to his show tomorrow.
Is Nick coming?
Well, he has not bought a ticket, but I know that well, I can't give away trade secrets. We'd love to have Nick be there, and it's always going to be down to Nick. I think last year he was in the heat of all that stuff. He even had a ticket, I think, last year, and then ended up backing out. But I do believe he may have booked his hotel room. He told me. I think so. He could. Doors open, and he just needs to buy a ticket or cancel his room, one or the other. But no, I know Nick wants to come, and it would be great to have him there. And
that was one of my favorite things at the first year was finally meeting Nick. It's great.
Oh yeah, no, he carries a room pretty well. Nicky don't pay for tickets, says. Yeah, if he was going to the Jason D'Ambrosio Comic Art Con, maybe he wouldn't pay for tickets. But no, he paid for his ticket here. Auctioneer in year one. It's how it goes, man. That is Gerhard retired. Well, Gerhard is retired. I don't mind answering. You don't mind me answering questions right now, Chris, do you? Oh, okay. Yeah, Gerhard officially retired from really almost from doing any art. That was a year ago, and he still agreed to come to OAX. He was still going to do some pieces for the show, but he did have to cancel early on. So so we've had him off the list for year 3 for a while. But yeah, hanging up the cleats. When Gerhard retired, he boxed up all his art supplies, and either he donated them or he put them up in the attic, and literally, he was done. I mean, that was, you'd think an artist would always want to doodle, right? But no, Gerhard was like, I've done enough. But he has still a lot of his published work from Cerebus, and clearly he loves the fans, and whenever he's ready and able to come back, we would definitely have him, because he's a joy to hang out with, that's for sure. Yeah. The Booch. Good old Nick Barucci. Dynamite should be a gold sponsor, Marcus. Maybe you can help us out with that sometime. All right. Let's take a look at this video from Mr. Barucci, and we will get the show moving. Where is that link? Here we go.
Everybody, this Friday, January 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Original Art Experience will have original art, but we're also going to talk a little bit about the late, great Sal Buscema. Sal left a huge mark on the comics industry. One of the greatest artists who ever lived. And we're just going to talk about him. We're going to talk about some of his work. Spider-Man, Captain America, The Defender, Submariner. Just, everything that he did in his incredible career. But before we do that, wherever you're watching this promo, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe, and if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed and hit that bell for notifications. But hit the thumbs up more than anything. So I pulled some art, and then with the passing of Sal, I just couldn't get my head together about what else to pull. But I will have Marshall Rogers, Dick Giordano, detective art from the Steve Englehart run. This is Clayface 2, I think. So that'll be available for sale. Then we're going to have Michael Golden, Batman Family, that has Batman and Man-Bat, with Man-Bat in every panel, which is just so beautiful. Then this is the unpublished cover to Captain America Sentinel of Liberty #4, slightly different than the published cover, and we can go over that during the show. Then I pulled a Lee Moder Wonder Woman, inked by Dan Green. Both Lee Moder and Dan are no longer with us. And this is just a great page. Went into the vault for this, Ron Garney, Moon Knight 29, page 15. Search for Cyclops by Tom Rainey and Scott Hanna. I'm going to bring back the remaining pages of All-Star Batman #3. Just give it one more shot before I sell them or trade them elsewhere. I was looking for some apparel Batman from the last 30 years. Amy will make sure I find them for next Friday. I think that might be February 6th. We're also going to have this print from 1986 signed by Walt Simonson, limited to 230. So this will be available. Also, this print that was with the, I think it was like the Absolute Aliens or Complete Aliens, or there was an Aliens collection that this came with. We're going to have that available. And then this is not for sale, but this is actually one of my favorite all-time pages by Sal, and part of it is because of the dialogue. So I'll do an undramatic reading on Friday, but this will not be available for sale. So this Friday, January 30th. Wow, I actually said January. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. See you there.
See you there. Well, for those of
Vintage
you who
golden.
tuned in, yeah. Here, I made one pass of re-editing this damn form. I'm going to see if it loads up again. I'll see. It's all loading right now, everybody. So if you're still here and you still want to get in on the John Romita Jr. opportunities, the sketch card, the headshot, and the torso are all loading, at least on my first refresh. So this is how it worked all day. I refreshed it now 3 times, loaded every time. I have no idea what the hell the problem was. It had to have been a PayPal thing. I've done nothing different, everybody. All right. Well, fingers crossed that it stays in this state. All right. Line in the sand. Okay. I guess we can do the cap update kind of stuff right now, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I got way too many windows open at the moment, but I will get over to that one.
You've been fighting with PayPal too long and too much.
Oh man, what a day. All right, here we go. So dealers last week. This is the week of the 19th through the 25th. Dealers had a down week. Maybe this is like the lead up for OAX. Everybody's kind of taking their foot off the gas a little bit. I have no idea.
Close.
But it was a $190,000 week for dealers that we tracked. Romita Man had 70,000 in sales. Anthony had 31. Felix had 27, and Panel Page had 18, and everybody else was sub 10,000. And that 190 was compared to 363 the week before. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top 6 sales from dealers. Okay, getting us started. So this is a cool page. We have a Jack Kirby, Frank Giacoya, FF39 page. This is from a Dr. Doom story. You get all 4 FF on it. Oh, that's a good thing. He looks like he's dancing. I like it. This one went for $28,000, sold by Mike Berkey. Next up, what is this? It's a piece by Hayden Sherman.
So Marvel DC, it's Constantine and Doctor Strange.
Ah, all right. Interesting. So that was sold by Felix. Then we have a Eric Larson, Rodney Ramos, Amazing Spider-Man 21 page, semi-splash, exclamation point by Mr. Berkey, asking price $12,000. Then we have this Alcala Savage Sword of Conan 199 DPS, pages 58 and 59, poster sized, sold by Anthony. 2 more. We got the Jack Kirby. This one's sold by Pete Koch from Koch Comic Art, asking price $6,895. It was a semi-autobiographical story from an issue of Love #3. Interesting, huh? And then finally, a Dreadstar page by Jim Starlin. This is from issue 2 of that storyline from 1982. Was sold by Berkey for $5,000. Not bad. Early pages don't come up that often.
That's my favorite Starlin stuff.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed those when they came out too. You're keeping an eye on the chat, right? If anybody is mouthing off in there, you'll set them, keep them in line.
If they're mouthing off, they're probably mouthing off to me, and I should ignore it.
All right. Auction houses, $323,000 last week, and that was compared to well, I think that was the illustration auction was the week before that, but 551 the week before. So 323 is an average week. Let's see what now. I actually know that these prices are not right. I had no time to go over to that website, the one that you can check the make offers on, 130point.com, and it literally is 130point.com. If you go over to that website, you can search on any eBay item that had a make offer on it. You just plug into their little search thing, and it'll literally tell you what the offer was. I know, if I'm not mistaken, Well, the first two pieces that we're going to show here from eBay were offers. So you'll have to do the work yourselves for that. But so there you go. 323, 368 was the total for art auctions from eBay Weekly and Heritage Weekly. First up is this Couffet Vampirella painting. It was listed for $10,900, and I don't know anything about Couffet's work, so I can't tell you where it went. I would imagine it was someplace less than 7. So, anyways, that was a make offer, and then this Mike Grell piece from Warlord 28 was listed at $7,200. Was sold by the guy who runs Sparkle City Comics, and it was a make offer as well. Then a vintage Dave Sim illustration was sold for $647.76. That one was at auction. Then over to Heritage. Yeah, I picked this one last week to feature. This was the Malieve FF #1 variant, went for $4,625. Then this kind of cool piece. This was a John Romita Jr. Prelim to Spectacular Spider-Man issue #1. Went for $4,250.
Hmm.
I know Berkey was dropping some weird strip prelims from, or was it? No, it was interior prelims from John Romita Sr. The other day. And then what do we got here? Chester Gould, Dick Tracy, a group of 3 strips went for $4,000. So there you go. Those are the top 3 from Heritage last week. Heritage beat eBay. They had 168,000 in sales versus eBay $144,000 in sales. Ha. All right. What is Wayne asking? Wayne, hey Bob, I'm busy with Scanner Day now. Cover with somebody. Oh, cool. What will that be posted tonight? Wayne is the question. Should we or the next week's picks? That's probably what we should be doing. And that was a good Warlord page. Sparkle City Comics. I can't remember the guy's name, so I'm sure everybody else in the chat or some other people might remember him. He used to have his own website, dealt in art, dealt a lot in comics, and he kind of dropped out of the scene for like 10 years. And I've been seeing his auctions pop up on eBay the last, I think, like 8 months, and he always had good inventory because he would buy up collections, so he always had stuff from the 70s and 80s, and I think like 4 or 5 months ago he was selling some pretty cool Thor pages that if I had cash I would have been bidding on it myself. All right, ready to do some picks or to show them off?
Yep.
Okay. You're gonna laugh. I actually didn't like preload mine, so we're gonna do yours and then we'll have to like open up each one of mine. That's stupid. How did I do that? It was just one of those days, man.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Oh, this first piece is freaking awesome. One of these days, I'm gonna own something from Dave Gibbons that's this good.
Yeah.
Here we go. There we go. Okay, so whose collection are we in? Oh, Paul Roach. That shouldn't be a surprise. Paul's been posting some great stuff for the last several months. Starting to remind me of Paul P. But so this is from 2000 AD, Robusters, Death on the Orient Express. But I got to click on that. Look at this. This is just so freaking awesome. Look at the robots. I mean, come on.
You get zips, you got all these cool tones, the perspective. It's a train derailment that you're seeing like from the front, which, I always think like when I see a piece like this, when you're the artist and like you get the description of what they want on the cover, and it's like, oh, it's a space train being derailed, blah, blah, blah. At first you have to kind of like, crap your pants for a second, and then you just have to like buckle down and figure it out. And then, when you're somebody like Dave Gibbons, you get a result like this. So it's just, everything about this is awesome. I love the inset panels with the characters, the fact that it's a title page. You'd be hard pressed to come up, I think, with a better example from Gibbons on 2000 AD than this.
No, I agree. It's awesome. His work from this era it's inspiring. I love it. I would be thrilled to be able to own something. I mean, I actually own, back in the day, I owned some Doctor Who pages, which were a little bit after this, but still kind of in that same kind of feel. And I sold them, but I wish I could get them back because I just love that time period from his work. Where's this? I saw what was this? I thought I saw a question and now I can't find it. Oh, Rich James said, did everyone see that Bill Shanes bought a bud plant Yes, I did see that. And hey, Bud's been in the business for a very, very, very long time. And I mean, he probably could have, retired, almost anytime he wanted. But I think he wanted to make sure that the right person took over, his legacy. So I think it's hopefully in the right hands. It sounds like it is. And congrats to Bud Plant for an amazing career. All right, Return of the Jedi. Is it game box art?
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Shoot, man.
It's, strangely enough, I think that's one of the things I like the most about this piece is the formatting. Like it's got movie poster content, but laid on its side like this, it makes you think more like lobby card or something like that. That's still kind of in the movie vein. But the fact that it's video game box art, I think, just adds something to it. The painting is it's not like a Dave Dorman or whatever. It's not dissimilar, but I think the stuff that he chose to put on here is probably indicative of levels in the game or whatever, because you get the biker scouts and things like that like you might not normally see kind of like in other Jedi imagery, especially for the movie itself. But the likeness on Luke is decent. I think more than anything, I just really love the composition, and the colors are so vibrant on this.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, typically, if this is just comic coverage, you're going to get half of this,
Right.
just because of the format, the wraparound, the art direction to do that. I mean, what was there? There was some game. Was there? Yeah, there was some images here from. They don't show the backside of the boxes. Oh no, wait, there's that one there. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I don't know we're in James D. That's right. James D. I think I picked something from James D today. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking of it because I saw it earlier. But anyway, it's a cool piece. There's a little bit of airbrush in here, I'm sure, but it's used very well.
Yep.
And yeah, what's not to love about something like that? And again, like you said, from the era, game box art, stuff like this doesn't get shown on CAF often enough.
Right. Exactly.
So it's nice to have it. No Ewoks, we walk. Okay, Jeff Wedding. There's few people who are qualified to say that, and Jeff is one of them.
Jeff is maybe the best.
Next up, Superman's mullet. Yeah, I just like saying Superman's mullet, right? But let me get my like on here. And this is from the Man of Steel issue 50 cover. There we go. I mean, come on. How can they get any more chains on this guy?
Exactly. That's to be totally honest, that's what I love about this. It's so over the top, and it's a little bit like homaging the Neil Adams cover for #1, but it's so much more. It's like, okay, yeah, there's some chains there, but like, what can we do with chains? And like,
Right.
you kept layering and layering and layering. And when you think about like what it would take to chain Superman, like this is what I would like to envision. So I remember this when it came out. Part of the reason I picked this is because Bogdanov is an artist that like I guess I didn't initially appreciate, but the older I've gotten, I like his stuff more and more. And so seeing this, you don't see a ton of it on CAF. I think this is like, definitely prime from the era, the fact that it's a cover, et cetera, but it's just a really like striking cover from a subject matter perspective.
I completely agree. I do like chains, Marcus. You're right. Dan Goodwin. Dan, it's funny when I was looking at this, I was thinking of your art style. Dan does his own comics and stuff, and he was here last weekend. And yeah, there's just something about this that gives me the feel. Maybe it's the arena thing, Dan, because I know that's a big part of your indie books is the arena battles and stuff. But either way, I did think of you when I saw this piece first. I did get my like on that one. Okay, and who we in? All right, Superman's mullet. There's another funny name I think we got tonight, right? Superman's mullet, and who was the other one? Well, they're coming up. Matthew P. is the owner of this one, and Evan Shaner. You picked a few things from Doc before, so this is Adventures of Superman 15 cover.
He's a Toth acolyte. I mean, I think that's abundantly clear, especially when you look at something like this. The individual characterizations, I think, are so perfect on this. The fact that like everyone's attention is focused on something off camera. I think makes for such a cool effect. And like, you're able to illustrate these cool expressions because of like the subject matter in a way. But yeah, I mean, if even Superman is reacting like this, you really want to know, like, what are they all looking at? So from a cover like content perspective, you really think like, okay, this grabs people, right? But yeah, I mean, Doc Shaner, super clean lines, like everything is just as you would want it to be, from a cartooning angle. But yeah, I love his stuff. I think this is a really, really effective cover to hook people in.
Yeah, I was just looking at the image, and the guy up front right spilling his coffee,
Yep.
soaking it all in. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love it. Let's see, Victor Bracamontes. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's do the link on here. So, uh, Jay Geldof and John K. Snyder, a Grendel page.
hmm With Epi Thatcher, who I think is one of the most fun Grendels probably to draw, definitely one of the most fun to look at. But there's so much life in the lines in this piece. Like, everything is practically vibrating. There's a ton of different line weights. There's little like dots and hashes and things like that are happening in the textures. It's a fight scene, and every individual panel, like, there's kind of something crazy happening, and the art just kind of like reinforces all that like wild energy that's in the content.
No, I agree. This is a cool page. I love that. I love the heavy line work in this too. I mean,
Mhm.
that's nice. And just for everybody who didn't get this link earlier, the John Romita Jr. page is actually still working. So put the link back in the chat. I should have done that earlier.
PayPal.
Yeah, that might help because I didn't flip the switch on the site to turn the link on because as soon as I realized there was a problem, I didn't want to make it active. But there you have it. Everybody in the chat still getting first dibs at it. All right, next up. So Ron Lim, our Ron Lim, not the artist,
Our
but
very own.
this page got a lot of attention. I think this week there were a
Yeah.
lot of comments going on it. It kept popping up in my feed throughout the week.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Rightfully so, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
it kind of like, it reminded me, and I mean, I'm sure not coincidentally, but Frank Miller did that Spidey commission. I think it was for Ron, right? A couple years ago. I want to say,
I think you're
it
right.
was for
Yeah.
Ron. Yeah. It reminded me of that. And I don't, that's, I'm sure not coincidental on Grandpa's part, but the super spidery environment, obviously, with all the webbing. I love the way he did the eyes, like the real, like they're not the Todd eyes, the McSpidey eyes, but the top heavy composition, and then like everything else is literally like pulling downward toward the bottom, really like does something fun with the visual balance on this. And the bottom is almost bereft of anything, so you've got that, like, you kind of like get the weight off of the bottom. And he did something like really cool with the inks and the costume that really back that up too.
No, I agree. I love this one from the moment I saw it, and then saw it again, and I saw it again. But no, it's amazing. Crumpet does a great job on this thing. The lighting's great. The webbing, though, is what this one's all about. I mean, Spidey's kind of, like you said, it feels uniquely Grandpa, in the way the line work on his costume is fun, the musculature, all of that. But
Ron, how big is this? Ron's in the chat.
does he say 11 by 17?
Okay, cool. Can you blow it up again? I want to see the textures on his costume. So he's got tones on here too.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Man, this is so good, Ron. You gotta be over the moon with this.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too, with the zip on there, the way he's let the webbing come through like that.
When you said lighting, that's what made me think. Obviously, the uplighting on the black parts of the costume is one thing, but those little reflected lights that he kind of nailed out of the zip on his the red parts are awesome.
No, I agree. This, yeah, love to see this one in person one day, Ron. Maybe in San Diego. I'll make a request if you're going. All right, let me get my like on that one. Oh, we got up to 44 likes. That's a lot of likes for 1 week. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
All right, Jason D'Ambrosio. The what was that? The Jason Jubilee is the drink.
Jason's Jubilee. I can't wait to taste the Jason's Jubilee.
Me neither. You know, and I thought for me, seeing this is like nostalgia, right? For me, just seeing the way he's burned Strong Puck and Wolverine was fun.
Yeah.
Getting to see Burn, have a turn at Wolverine after after his other memorable runs on the book, just getting him integrated a little bit into Alpha Flight. Um, Seeing pages like this though makes me think Jason's got a thing for bald guys, right? Because I think his last published piece before this was a nice one with Professor X.
He
And you,
definitely does.
and you too. That's true.
Yeah. He's in love with me. He'll never admit it. It's
Yes,
pretty clear.
No, you want it.
I love this page. I absolutely love this page. I love Puck, which we talked about not that long ago. I picked that Nick Bradshaw piece, but look at how little Byrne draws Puck. Like, that's maybe the most fun thing about this is like his Puck is, I mean, he created him, right? So, I mean, he's absolutely the best guy you want to see drawing him. And the goofy turtleneck, I mean, yeah, this is such a moment in time from, a great book, but like a Wolvie cameo in Alpha Flight makes this extra special. And if the description is to be believed, this is the first time these two meet. So, comics history too.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congrats, Jason. It is a very fine addition to your collection. I will definitely give you that. When I saw it, I was immediately taken back to like the day I read the book. So no, this is awesome. Love stuff like that. And if you're not following Jason's Calf Gallery, I'll just throw that out there. Go ahead and follow it. He puts a good update in there every now and again. He used to be very consistent at midnight. Doesn't happen as consistently anymore. Don't know why, but he always posts something good. And if you're an X-Men fan, you're always in for a treat. Now, this was a cool page too. So this was and Daryl, I think, posted a couple cool pieces this week. So this was the piece you chose.
He's been on a roll. And I have to pick two guys that I hate back to back with Jason and then now Daryl, but it is what it is. They occasionally a blind squirrel finds a nut. So love Brayfogle. I've been over that like many, many times. This though, like being kind of unique, like he often did the, like you're not going to see Batman's face. Essentially, he kind of does the cowl or the cape and the cowl as shapes or, suggesting like Batman, because that's, let's face it, probably the best thing about Batman's costume is how evocative it is of Batman. Like, even if you don't see Batman, quote unquote. But the framing device with the cape, like circling through that big middle panel, I think is terrific. And then that last panel, I mean, that really says it all, right? And this is so, for lack of a better word, Brayfogle-y, like the hash mark or the not really lines, but like kind of, slashing into the negative space from the eyes. That's such a trademark of Brayfogle. So, from that perspective, like this is a tremendous example.
Nope, I'm with you there. I love that first panel, and leading into the set. I mean, it's really good storytelling as well. I mean, and just to be able to pack all of this stuff, like just story oriented things here in the second panel like that. I mean, it's tough to do. I mean, and look at the camera angles on all this. You're on the newsstand is being seen like as if you're sitting on the street corner. The other one the garbage truck, you're seeing it from a fire escape, whatever. I mean, this is all tough stuff to do storytelling wise, and he pulls it off really well.
One of the coolest things about his art, in my opinion, is the fact that like he was never shy with really pushing perspective, almost distorting perspective for effect. And you get that big time in that second panel, because like all the stuff that's happening on the ground is really extremely angled. And that Batman is like really right up in the foreground. And like you mentioned, like it's all being showcased by his cape. All that stuff is still happening. But one of the reasons it remains interesting is how hard he pushed that perspective.
Yep. Nope. I'm totally totally there with you. The storytelling is good. Even on the newspaper, plane wreck starts refinery blaze. So yeah. Tony says Brayfogle made his mark on Batman very memorable. Superb
Yep.
page. All right. Now see, we had Superman's mullet. Now we have Razorback Fan. That was the other crazy name for a collector account. So Razorback Fan has this Tony Salmon's Vigilante piece. And
Tony Salmon's did the interiors on a mini series that is very near and dear to my heart, which Mark Chiarello did the covers for. James Robinson wrote with Vigilante. And to see him like revisit the character, granted this is from quite a while ago, but still long after that book came out. But this piece really has, Tony Salmon's, I think, is a polarizing character and a polarizing artist for, a bunch of different reasons. I feel like you either love him or you hate him. I love his stuff. It can be challenging, I think. But it's never boring. It can be challenging, but it's never boring. And like, even this is like the pose is so tremendous. Like what he did with the foreshortening with the back leg or the left leg on the character, I think is terrific. It's really dynamic. He does that a lot with poses and line weights, both. This definitely has both of those things going on. It's a simple composition, but I mean, I think that's one of its strengths.
Yeah, the bam, bam, bam works so well.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Razorback Fan. 7
He
Soldiers
posted
of
a
Victory.
lot of art
Yeah,
last week.
there were a few people posting a lot of stuff. Now this last one has a touch of nudity, but of course it's after 11 now, so we're okay.
Yeah, we're to be forgiven.
I even put this in the intro video. I thought, oh, should I not? I'm like, oh, why not?
Yeah, come on.
Frank Thorne, beautiful babe, on a what is it? On a bearskin rug, I guess maybe. It's gorgeous, man. I mean, now Thorne had a way with drawing beautiful women. I mean, very stylized. Look at that face. There's not a lot of line work in there. I mean, the lips kind of all very simple.
Yeah, this also reminds me of Toth.
Yeah, definitely.
So
although, I mean, Toth might not have been this titillating, I think, but either way,
yeah,
the composition's great too. I mean, at the end of the day, he's filling in this is I mean, it's not a standard shape for that we're used to seeing comic book art drawn on at all, but he's done a great job with this one.
Yeah, I mean the sword in particular, striking through the whole piece, going from top left to bottom right. I mean, that's a gimme in any good composition, but he dials up the textures where needed, and he keeps things simple where it's not. To your point, her face is like really simply rendered and then kind of contraposted with the slightly more textury stuff happening in her hair. The sword is actually, by comparison, fairly realistically rendered, but yeah, I mean, it is a little bit like all over the place from a texture point of view, but like I think that's a strength in this piece, because the stuff that's clean is this, like the figure is like very, very clean, like very little interruption in any of it, and I think that really stands out.
Yeah. Marcus is trying to give you some direction.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But either way, yeah,
They're
no, it's
shapes,
awesome.
Marcus. They're just shapes. It's all shapes.
That's right. But it's so true, though. I mean, it's funny the way he has drawn her figure just stark, right? No shading.
Very clean. Yep.
Yeah, and then you get like the gauntlet on her hand. I mean, all of that stuff. Yeah, he's just put a lot of work in there. I think it's amazing. I mean, Frank
It's
Thorne
gorgeous.
really
I love
is a
it.
talented artist.
I would own this, and I don't have a single like nudie piece in my entire collection. I think this is incredible.
And James Siegel knows a good Frank Thorne when he sees one. Did someone say nudie piece? James Siegel shows up. I mean, it's swimsuit issue or nudie piece. Bang. There he is. All right, James. James, can't wait to see you in a few weeks, man. But good pick. Well, and this is in Wally Harrington's CAF gallery, and he's got an amazing collection and just added this beautiful piece to it. Let's see. I'm gonna have to switch over to a different window because I did open all of my tabs now in a new space.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
excited to see what you picked this week because there were a few where I was like, "Oh, Bill's gonna pick that," and I always like to see if I'm right or not.
well. We'll find out. We'll find out. So I did pick a piece from Tyler's collection, of course, to get things started off. Cold and
There
Warley.
you go.
I love this one because it's so dark. I mean,
Yeah,
uh, it's just he's like fading into the night. I mean, it could be, it's not super dark, but I love it. I love it's mostly gray tones and a little bit of blue,
Mhm.
and it just caught me. I came back to it like 3 or 4 times, and it just to me it kind of kept getting better and better. I love the gargoyle, just enough of it to see it in the background, kind of mirroring, the direction that he's looking. I mean,
Mhm.
I love it, and I'm
I think
envious
it
about
takes
the
balls
raindrops.
to,
I mean, so many things are done well, really well in this. I
yeah.
mean, so good.
I think it takes balls to do that little with Spidey. Not that little. I don't mean it that way, but he's very minimal. It's very, very black. And to still be able to read the figure, to know that it's well drawn from an anatomical perspective, like the figure, the figural work is all dead on, but it's really just like a dark mass. And I think like that's a huge plus in this piece because a lot of guys would go in and like they would add a little, maybe a light here and there, whatever. But like I think it took a lot of, courage in a way to like make it this dark.
Right, and one thing that really helps the piece too is that, the building, the brickwork is really smooth, and
Mhm.
the textures that he's done in the costume are ones that you wouldn't normally see. I mean, it feels bumpy. I mean, it has like a bump
Mhm.
map on it, and yet that helps to contrast him against the smooth
That's a good
face
point.
of the
Yeah.
building. So it just adds a level of interest to the piece that makes it just not like a flat. I don't want to say boring, but something that it has so many things that are interesting about it. And
Yeah.
again, the figure in particular, though, it's funny. The gargoyle has a little bit of that same level of bumpy detail in it. And anyway, great
Mhm.
piece,
Yeah.
Tyler. You always choose wisely, and congrats on adding this one to your collection. Let's see. Oh, this one was from Mikhail. The Swamp
I
Thing.
almost picked this. I really like this.
I did too. And and again, the artist's name is Brooke Turner, who I'm not familiar with. But I mean, it's just composition, the swamp. I mean, I love it. The Swamp Thing. A lot of time, it looks cool. He's got these smallish legs, and
Yeah.
the anatomy is, his upper body is huge. There's just something really fun about the way he's drawn them. And the swamp though gets me because swamps are kind of, I don't know, I guess I live around swamps down here. This is just a spooky, creepy swamp.
Yeah.
I mean, these stuff growing out of the swamp, whatever, the
You get a
spider.
little cameo from Anton Arcane there in the foreground too.
Right. Let me click on that. There we go. A little bit more detail. I just thought this was great. I mean, I really
It is
like the
terrific.
amount of detail in this piece. So, Mikhail has a knack for picking up some great stuff. I assume this might have been a commission that he did, but
Yeah.
uh,
I really with everything that's like creepy and crawly in the swamp, I love how like light and ethereal Abby is too. And like some of that is source lighting from the lantern, but some of it is also just like the literal lightness he chose to like portray the figure with. And in contrast to, how gnarly everything else is, I think that really stands out and it's a like pretty element in the composition.
mhm, I agree. I agree. Now, is there let's see, Brooke Turner. Just kind of curious. Okay, so there's a few pieces up here on Calf. Tyler, of course, Brian Clark. A few published pieces. Okay, I'll have to do a little bit of research. Looks like Corey's posted by Sketchbook and then in his gallery, so it's up twice. All right, cool. Next up. Okay. This is Stephen Davidge. He was just on here last week.
Yes, he
And the
was.
son of a bitch didn't tell me he had a page from arguably one of my most favorite stories that
Really?
Paulo Rivera worked on.
Okay.
Yes, I love I love this the run with the Mole Man and Daredevil. I mean, look, this is just freaking unbelievably
Incredible.
gorgeous. I mean, gosh, and this is one, right? This is one where you get you get Paulo's pencils with his father's inked page. I love
Mhm.
it. I mean, now there and the funny thing is, there's better pages in this book, action pages than this, and this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Uh, damn it, I love this page. So mad at him. I'm gonna have to tell him, hey, dude, when when next time another one of these comes up, let me know about it
Tip
because you
me
don't need.
off. Yeah.
But again, the lighting that he's underground. I mean, I love the way he's handled Daredevil. Just he's just lighting him enough. I mean,
Yeah. It's
and
all about lighting, this whole piece.
yeah, Paulo and his dad, they just were simpatico when they were working together, especially on the Daredevil run. I mean, I could go back and I know Mark has or his splash page art has a few pages still, from their run on it. And I go back there to none of them speak to me like this, or maybe
Sure.
the issue where Daredevil fought Claw, right? I mean, that was just an awesome. It was just fun. I mean, and
Mhm.
so I'm always on the lookout for pages from that run. But this issue in particular is just one of my favorites. So damn, it's great. What more can you say, man?
I mean, nothing really. Well, one, you said a lot, but two, I mean, it really speaks for itself.
David, son of a
Yeah.
gun. Let's see. I actually talked on the phone with Paulo the other day too. It
Hmm.
was man, I hadn't done that in a while. I managed to catch him at a moment when he had nothing to do. The power was out at his house.
Ah, there you go. There you
I
go.
just texted him. I'm like, "Hey, man, you got a few minutes? So I can give you a call." He's like, "Oh yeah, sure. The power's out. I can't work." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So yeah, can't wait to see him in a few weeks too. This Nick Darrington piece, I picked this for the show graphic. Just
Okay.
fun, profile shot of them on a bike. Composition's awesome. I'll just click on it and open it up in a full screen as I can get it. There we go. That looks good. Sidecar. I don't know. This is
Right.
just too much. I love it. And I
His
love
stuff
it.
is so good. I mean, it's so clean. It's like so well thought out. It's really like not overly rendered, not overwrought. Like there's always something in what he does that's like a little bit cheeky or fun or whatever, like the bats in this. Honestly, the motorcycle itself is kind of like fun. But yeah, he's just one of the best that's doing it now.
Completely. Yeah, I love this piece. Yeah, and the color work is just nice,
Mhm.
subtle, and
Subtle, yep.
it's good. Man, let me see here. Joe, what's the last name? Joe. He goes, it's Joe A, and then he has the name up there still, so you can actually get his last name. But anyways, I think it's just fantastic. Um, and looks like Joe won one of the best of trophies at some point. Congrats to
Oh,
that.
nice.
All right, next up. Um, I picked this Doctor Strange page. I know Chris Bachalo is somebody I've picked numerous times in the past, but sometimes it's just fun when you see funky, just throwing things at an angle, just doing something a little different.
Mhm.
I love like the lead in. You get a little bit of the cape here,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you have him upside down, meditating, whatnot, and
Mhm,
Chris kind of doing his. He has that kind of. Wouldn't call his style, kind of like anime, but these girls always tend to have bigger eyes. They're cute
mhm.
and everything. And so I saw the page and I wasn't going to pick it, but I went and I'm like, I'm going for it. It's got
Yeah,
Townsend inks on it as well. Tim probably
one of
at
the
least
best to do it.
one of the best to ink, Chris as well.
Yeah,
And so I love the pairing of the two. And
me too.
I would have to believe Tim still has a few pieces from his work with Chris. I'd love to know what he has.
Mm.
So let's see, but who's Calf Gallery? I'm sorry. Is this Jason? Yeah, Jason. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
yeah, congrats, Jason.
Kid's got good taste.
He does. Then Brian Peck will probably be mad at me because I don't think I ever pick any accent pages or strips when he posts them.
I
But
missed this.
I don't. I was like, I don't even know what. I think I actually was doing a search on comic strips and I came across this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, it didn't pop up on any of my feeds, but I went. I'm like, oh, okay. I tend to even look at them when Brian posts them. because he's a fan, but I just love this piece. I love the little, the little
Wow.
caravan. I love the car. I love the guy on the horse.
The skyline.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just it's a solid, awesome strip. And I would definitely, I'm sure Brian has some that are better. Sorry, I'm interested in Brian because I never picked one he's posted. But Romero's work on this strip was awesome. I mean, the
Yeah.
line work is beautiful. And yeah, that second panel is what did it for me, because it's just the landscape is phenomenal.
Yeah, the European element to the inking is like really, I mean, for me, like sends this over the top. I love it.
Marcus thinks I like the little bikini. Well, it doesn't hurt.
We already saw Gita, Marcus. We're all right.
That's right, exactly. Anyway, cool piece. And again, Tony S. Congrats. This
And
is
it's number 608. That's my area code. I should own one of these.
you should. You definitely should. Oh, and as a reminder, hey, Alex Savick still, it's strip art. I guess, it's all kind of tying together. If you have a date for a strip from Alex Savick from his run on Spidey, please, you can shoot me an email, bill@comicartfans.com. I'll be happy to relay that date over to Alex. I think I've sent at least 20 different dates to him.
Wow.
So, and the thing is, if he's got multiple years, he's just going to bring everything. So he's been pretty happy. Every time I send him a new date, he almost replies right away. He's like, "Thanks, Bill."
That's cool.
He knows we're lining up sales for him. So, promo break. Yeah, we need to have some music that plays when I do that. But
anyways. In Marcus.
Oh man! All right. Now this one. Why did I pick this one from Mickey?
I was gonna pick this too.
You were gonna pick this. All right. It's like telling a story with using as little characters in it as possible. I mean, you have a guy in a hood, so you see nothing figurative in it at all. You get the second panel, just a straight sliver of two characters, and there's a lot of word balloons, a lot of whooshes and coins, stuff. And there was other pages. Mickey posted, I think, a bunch of more character pages from the same issue. But this one just stood out. I mean, I love the 4 narrow panels. It's very McFarlane-y, and but just very little figure work. I love the way he's framed his face in particular. Right, just dipping it on its side, just enough so you can see both eyes. I mean, great storytelling, and it's I think it's Giffen Layouts, right? What was it? Giffen Layouts, Ernie Colon pencils, and Marcos inks. So
what a combo, right?
Yeah, no, completely. I love this page. I would own this page in a heartbeat. Yeah, the countdown there. I mean, all this stuff's great. Why were you going to pick it?
Giffen, and then I told myself like, I've picked Giffen a couple times recently, and so then I didn't, and like I picked Mickey a lot too, and so I thought, I'll give Mickey a break, and then you picked it up anyway, so we got to talk about it. That's the important thing.
It is. Yeah. All right. I'm going to swear off Mickey for at least 4 weeks. You hear that, Mickey?
A week.
4 weeks going cold turkey, man. That's it. Quadruple vertical splash. That is what Anthony would call this one. All right. Now, Kalaki, of course, posting some David Wright pieces this week, and they're all awesome. What I liked about this one was, he's the flesh tones on the female are great, but he hasn't really used something to be like high contrast. He's got the yellows and kind of a flat muted brown or tan color and a drapery behind her, and it just I would think that approaching a piece like this, you think would be challenging, but he makes it look so effortless as far as like doing that. I think one of the other pieces Chris posted had a lot more contrast with the female figure on it, but this one I loved it because it was subtle. She's smoking, and she is smoking hot, and
it's subtle, but like at the same time, like he's got some big swings here. Like there's really fat brush strokes. Particularly like the bonnet or whatever you want to call it that she's wearing, like that's really done with like mostly wide brush strokes, and like especially the drapery in the background, it's kind of impressionistic in a way.
Yeah. Well, Chris Kalaki, he adds adds another few Wright pieces to his collection, as he should. But congrats, Chris, and we'll see Chris in a few short weeks at OAX. He's got a booth. Mr. Joe Murray. Joe posted, there was a really nice Cyclops sketch that was getting a lot of attention throughout the week, I thought. But I like the Nightcrawler. Just Nightcrawler is just a fun character to play around with pose wise because
Yeah.
I mean he's agile and he's an acrobat and all
And
that.
stick to things.
And I was going to pick Cyclops because I knew it would make everybody happy and they laugh at me, but that also probably helped me steer towards this. I love every time I see a Byrne like convention sketch or similar from the era. This is from '79. I always look at it because it's just fun. You're so used to seeing the published work, but getting to see what he would do when he was out and interacting with the fans is always fun. I've
Yeah.
got a Jean Grey piece by him, so always when anything from this era X-Men related by Byrne comes up, I have to look at it. And this is a great one, Joe. I know Joe's a fan, and every piece he posted this week was great. Show the Cyclops, says Marcus.
It's a little less like I totally take your point about like seeing the stuff that he was doing at cons and things because it's a little more immediate. It's a little less like heavily rendered. It's still, obviously it's definitely got, Byrne's style and, it's identifiable, right? But it's not so wrought. And that definitely shows here. And part of that, Nightcrawler's costume certainly helps that because the nature of it being like solid black and, things like that. But I think this makes me wonder though, like specifically Nightcrawler, do you prefer Byrne or Cockrum?
Oh goodness. Well, the funny thing is when even when I was looking at this, I was thinking, thank God Cockrum designed this costume, right? I mean,
That's why I asked.
honest to God, I mean that was what I was thinking when I
Yep.
turned it over to you to talk because I'm thinking about the pointy shoulders.
Yep.
We don't if
The three
those shapes,
digits.
right, if those shapes weren't there, you wouldn't think that this would be as creative a pose to put him in if you didn't have a costume like that to have him wear. So I don't know. For me, I love them both and for different reasons, but I don't know. I probably would still probably lean towards Cockrum, right? I mean, but early
Well,
Cockrum.
the reason I ask is because obviously the character design is the main for me the best thing about Nightcrawler is the character design. So like then my head goes to like, well, then do you err toward the guy who actually came up with it, or do you err on the guy who's arguably the more famous X-Men artist, right?
Right. Again, vintage published work, I would always go with Cockrum for sure. I don't know because the thing is, while I do own a few Dave Cockrum convention sketches, I mean, definitely, when he was more prolific at him, his skills weren't as good as they were when in his earlier work. So comparatively, I'd probably go with a Byrne convention sketch over a Cockrum convention sketch. But
Sure.
published stuff, especially early, I'd probably choose Cockrum over Byrne for a Nightcrawler page, definitely. Yeah, I'd love to get something early. I have that page from 150, but I'd still love to get a page from Cockrum's first run on the book. With fighting the Sentinels, that'd be something from that era. Black Tom's Castle, anything with Juggernaut. I mean, come on, those are so memorable and yeah, probably out of my reach. I can dream. But anyway, Joe, great piece, and every piece, and I think well, we won't go look at the Cyclops, but it's out there, everybody, for the viewing if you'd like. And then this last one I picked, did I get it right? Why did it end up on his main gallery? Oh, here we go. I just go over and click on here. I always like what Greg and Amanda's post in their cap because there's always somebody I have no idea who the character is or who the artist is. I'm sorry, KCN. I mean, I don't even know who KCN is, but they always find like somebody fun out there and get them to do a illustrative piece that is usually kind of got references to comic book characters. But I just thought this one was beautiful. I mean, a lot of times when illustrators render females in a more kind of anime manga-ish feel, sometimes they feel very contrived and whatnot. But I feel like this is the shading is impeccable. The line work in the hair, the costume, the face. I mean, there's the subtle tonal work in this thing that makes it beautiful, and it makes me wonder who the heck KCN is.
Yeah, the textures are just bananas on this. And when you think about the time involved in rendering this, it's probably, the artist probably made a penny an hour.
Right. Exactly. But it's what is this? They must love IX as much as Bill. They do actually. They actually do like going to IX. At any rate, I always love seeing what they come up with, and it gives me the opportunity typically to find discover another artist that I'm not really familiar with.
The hair makes me think of Jeremy Bastian for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and there were a couple really cool Jeremy Bastian commission pieces
Yeah.
that I posted. I mean, I picked the Mysterio the other week, but I believe Newell had a piece that got posted that
Stingray,
was
yeah.
very nice. I don't know if Newell's still watching, but yeah, I didn't pick it because I picked the Bastion before that. And wasn't there another? What was the other Bastion that posted? There was another one.
Didn't
Shoot.
Tyler post one recently?
Which one was Tyler's though? No, I don't.
I might be wrong about that.
Tyler did post one, but what? But now I'm curious. Look at that. It's funny. I didn't.
November Rain.
Let's see here.
How much Axl Rose do you get on calf?
That's
A little is too much.
That's a first.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
So yeah, he had the Mysterio. Who
Okay.
else had it? All right, but now I'm really curious. What was the other Bastion that got posted? I guess maybe. It was this one. Yeah, the Batman, the Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Yeah, look at that, man.
That's great.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't want to pick a Bastion after having the two or the.
I just realized the coach is the Batmobile.
I didn't catch that either. That's
I love
funny.
it.
Oh man, that's spectacular. Doggone it. Well, yeah. Well, it's cool that Bastion clearly had some time, got some stuff shipped out.
Yeah.
Here we go. Just because we're here, Newell gets a little perk. We get to show off the Stingray. Look at that. Come on, that thing's beautiful. Congrats, Newell. You didn't want to pick. I've done it now. I didn't pick it, but we've shown it. All right, there we go. Congrats.
Yay.
Yay. All right, Chris, fun as always, my
Good
friend.
times, man.
And Steve did a very good job last week filling in for you. Give him a
did.
high five when you see him at OAX week, and definitely have him back. He's fun to hang out with.
Yeah. No, he's got a beautiful mind, that guy. He knows what he's doing. Even though it appears very random, but he knows what he's doing.
I'm going to call him random when I see him in a few weeks, but no, I agree, and I'm not showing the Cyclops, Marcus. Everybody can go to CAF. Just Google, just search for John Byrne and Cyclops. You'll find him. All right, man. Well, good times. Remember, everybody, we've got what is it? Kazra's on that show at 9:00 with Spidey Hits and Jose and Matt Fuller and Justin, and so it'll be 9:00, 9 p.m., not 9 m on Sunday night. Talking CAX, and for those of you curious about who's going to be sketching for free on Sunday, that's where you're first going to get the scoop on which artists will be doing that. So you can start planning your Sunday afternoon when we have our sketch window open. Yeah. All right, but everybody, thanks for hanging out. We will be we'll see you next week. I guess the next show that I'll be on will be the best of 2025. So as a reminder there, get your votes in before the clock strikes midnight on Saturday night Eastern Standard Time to get your votes in, and tune in next Tuesday for the best of presentation with Mikhail and I. It'll be a blast, as it always is. And the big question for everybody out there, will Marcus hit 100,000 comments by that day?
Is that a thing?
Watch this. I'll bet you Marcus commented on this one. Let's go over to Marcus's calf. Let's see where he's at. Artworks commented on. It's a slow loader for Marcus because he's commented on a lot. He is at 99,448 pieces. But now think about this. For the number of years he's been posting, he's probably posted comments over 150,000 times. These are on the pieces that are still active on CAF. He is 552 away. Can he make it to 100,000 by Tuesday night? Tune in to find out.
Ooh, I'm sweating bullets now.
That's going to be some work. But we're counting on you, Marcus. We are counting on you, and that's one hell of a number that you have there. We don't have a page that lets us see like the most.
Start deleting Marcus's comments. It is within our power to wreck this.
Is as premium members, we can start nuking them.
Yep.
Oh man! All right, all right. Well, there you have it, everybody. There's a milestone just waiting to happen. And I'm sorry, I only added to the stage so you can see it too. 99,448. An incredible number by
Holy
Marcus. Unbelievable. That's a testament to the time spent on CAF. That's for sure.
How many of those were written at Wiener Schnitzel alone?
Yes, and what will be the 100,000 comment? That's the
Ooh.
one I'm waiting to find
Oh,
out.
you know
too.
he's gonna reserve. He's got to reserve it.
Yes.
But knowing Marcus, he won't. He'll throw it out on some like big titty goth girl like con commission.
Just gonna waste that 100,000.
Yeah.
There. Oh man. All right. Well, Chris, fun as always, man. So enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back at it next
too.
week on Thursday.
Bye, guys.
Man. And everybody else, listen, always fun getting to hang out with you. It was a lot of fun. I do apologize for the glitches there with the John Romita Jr. art release there for his pre-OAX. I will make sure we get a mailing out there to cover it. It still looks like is the form still working? Yeah, they're still loading fine now. It must have been just either a temporary thing or maybe putting all three of those checkouts on one page and then having so many people hit it at one time flaked it out. I don't know, but we will get these booked for him and make him happy. It was fun getting to talk with him earlier today. First opportunity for me. So, all right. Talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful couple days. We'll see.